Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, everybody. How is everybody doing? My name is Debbie. Welcome to my channel. We are watching day 2 of the Kouri Richins trial. Good morning, Judy. Good morning, Jennifer, who is not here any longer, but she did pop in and say hello. Good morning to all my replay crew. Good afternoon. Good evening, whenever you're watching this. I appreciate you and all of my lurkers. And Judy is mentally preparing for drama club lawyer this morning. Yeah, that lawyer's a lot to take in. Charges Kouri is facing: 1, aggravated red rum, the most serious charge indicating the intent to kill. Attempted aggravated red rum, a lesser charge for an attempt to kill. That I guess is for poisoning his sandwich on Valentine's Day. 3, insurance fraud, fraudulent claims on life insurance policies. 4, forgery, fabricating documents to deceive. 5, mortgage fraud, activities related to real estate transactions. Wow. Are you going to have the Morgan and Morgan thing there for the whole entire trial? Let me see. Let's see what Court TV has. I don't want that up there the whole trial. Spike, don't nobody want to hear from you. I got all kinds of Depp Heard stuff in my feed now. Oh. Nope, that's Top Mark Media. Oh, that's the one keyboard.
We're probably going to have to reboot that, aren't we?
There, that's better.
Folks, I apologize. This is going to take 5 minutes. Through no fault of yours. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, I'm looking at the reflection of the HD TV. Oh, unplug it. Yeah.
Oh, we have no
I apologize.
captions. Okay. Sorry, guys. No closed captions. Spike. Good Lord. No. My Beagle translator, it's translated water into food. So Belle asked for water. I thought she wanted food. So I put her food on the bed. And she didn't want it. She wanted water. So Spike can't get on the bed. He was barking at the food to come down to him. So I had to go move the food out of his sight. You'd think after 14 years I'd be better at beagle speak, but nope. One time she wanted water. This is how smart this dog is. One time she wanted water and she did, I don't know how long she was trying to tell us. Me and Travis both. We just had no idea what she wanted. And she was driving us nuts. And finally, she went into the bathroom and we followed her because we couldn't figure out what was going on. She went into the shower and looked up at the shower head. And then looked at us and looked up at the shower head. And I said, "Water? Do you want water?" And she went out of the shower and went to the kitchen to her water bowl. I was like, "Oh my God." She just told us she wanted water by getting in the shower. I'm like, "Oh my God, we are idiots." Our dog is smarter than we are. But she's a smart little booger. Spike almost made me cry this morning. Again, I think I misunderstood. I took them outside, and then they were ready to go inside. Belle, it's only one step. Belle hopped up the step, and Spike went to hop up the step, and he started whimpering. And I said, "Oh, buddy, I'm sorry. Does it hurt to climb the step?" Because sometimes going down, he doesn't like pick up his back feet. He just kind of slides them down off the step, like almost like he has no control of them. He gets pain medicine twice a day. So I was like, "Does it hurt? I'll go open the front door if the front porch is easier." And he kind of stood there for a few seconds whimpering. And then he went over to the side of the house and he pooped. I'm like, "The whimper was because you had to poop?" Yeah, well, I got home in time. So I decided to start when they started. Why sit here till noon if I was already home and could do it now? Damned if I do, damned if I don't. He complains when I don't stream, and he complains when I do.
Good morning, welcome back. Feel free to have a seat as you come in. Please have a seat. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the record. We will begin this morning with completion of cross-examination of Deputy Wynn.
Drama club lawyer. Here you go. Buckle up.
Deputy, let's get you sworn back in. If you'd step in front of Brittany, please.
Look up arrogant in the dictionary. This guy's picture's right next to it.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury? Thank you. Have a seat.
Mr. Ramos, please proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning. I have 6 post-it notes here of just topics I want to talk about. Won't take up too much time. And I do want to be fair to you. I do have 2 things I want you to look at that I think will refresh your recollection in terms of timing. Okay?
Okay.
And this is in terms of when you arrived and when you left. So I've highlighted them for you. Have this. I don't think you need that. You know the codes. So take a look at those and let me know if you recognize them.
Yes.
Okay. Now, having reviewed those, would those documents give you an idea of when you arrived at the Willow Creek home, as well as when you left?
Yes.
Okay. And would it also refresh your recollection to know who was there while you were there?
Yes.
And seeing those, can you tell me approximately how long you were there, as well, how long you were there along with Detective Woody?
I arrived at 3:40, and it looks like, can I refer to this?
Of course, yeah.
Okay. Looks like I dispatched out of the residence en route to the station around 5:49.
Okay. And then if you look at the crime scene log, and you see the time in, the time out columns,
Okay.
and go down to your name,
Yes.
and then it's followed by Detective Woody, right?
Yes.
Now, when do you leave? I'm sorry, when does Detective Woody arrive?
Looks like she arrived at 5:17 per the crime scene log.
And then what about you? What time did you leave?
I left at, says here, 5:41.
Okay. Now, and you gave us another number just now. It was 5:49, right? That was based on the dispatch log, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so there's about an 8-minute discrepancy, right?
Yes.
Now, that is simply you leaving the actual residence and then walking to your car, maybe doing some things in your car, getting ready to leave. And then when you're formally leaving, that's when you dispatch 5:49, right?
Yes.
So there's specific numbers, but there's things in between, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the reason I want to bring that up is obviously it's important to know who was there, how long you were there. Approximately 24 minutes between yourself and Detective Woody that you guys were at the crime scene together, correct?
Yes. Possibly. Yes.
Well, she checked in at, what do you mean possibly? She checked in.
Because these numbers depends on who does the crime scene log. If they log me out, let's just say their watch at a certain time, that's their time logging me out.
Okay, so
I'm not right. Not actually writing the time I check out.
Okay, so who
on the
did
crime
that?
scene log.
Who did that?
I'm assuming Deputy Orgle.
Deputy
Orgle.
Now, you have no reason to think that Deputy Oracle's watch would be 10 minutes off.
I can't.
Okay. But we can tell that more or less 5:41, 5:49, it's around that time.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Okay. So let's give it 15 minutes instead of the 24, based on the crime scene law. You were with Deputy or Detective Woody for about 15 minutes, correct?
Possibly, yes.
You were in the same residence, in the same vicinity.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not saying you're, linked arms with her, right? You were just there at the crime scene.
Yes.
Okay. According to the crime scene log.
Yes.
Okay. So, just like you explained now, things could be off, right? Watch what you remember, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we all watched the video yesterday, and there was a portion in that video where you informed Officer DiBotello, kind of the information you're gathering. We talked about that a lot yesterday. Okay?
Yes.
So I want to direct your attention there.
Okay.
I don't expect you to remember exactly what happened. The state has presented a transcript. Okay, so I'm going to provide this to you. Okay.
Okay.
And I want you to review this area that I am circling. Okay, just to refresh your recollection. Okay.
Okay.
All right. This area right here.
Can I grab it?
Yeah. Thanks.
Tell me where you're looking.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is page 14 on the top right corner. Okay. Does that refresh your recollection?
Yes.
Okay. So tell us what you told Officer DiBotello at that point. Doesn't have to be exact, just give me an idea.
So I advised him that, gave him a little brief of what I gathered, and what Miss Kouri Richins stated was, and I said that from approximately 9:30, she went to bed, and then approximately 3 o'clock, she went back into bed with Mr. Richins, at which time he was cold and heavy.
Perfect. Now, I'm going to provide this back to you, and I'm going to be looking at the last line of page 9 and then the first paragraph of page 10. Okay. So it starts here, this line right here, and then move on to the first paragraph of this page, okay?
Okay.
So far today,
we were having this
yesterday
conversation,
was
and I say conversation,
Ooh.
I think that's important because this isn't an interview, right?
Your Honor, here we are.
Yep.
I just take it from the last judge.
Yes, please.
So, as I was saying, I say conversation because this isn't a formal interview, right?
Correct.
This is going off of the death checklist that you mentioned yesterday.
Correct.
Okay. Now, in this conversation, you do get information from Miss Richins, and in the paragraph that you just read, okay? And what did you learn at that point?
Learned the
Yeah.
second paragraph that you showed me,
Correct, the one I just showed you, yes.
that she stated that she placed a blanket on him because she felt that he was cold.
Correct. And then what else?
She turned on the light and realized what he wasn't responsive. Like,
So right now, that's exactly what I want to talk about. He said that he felt cold, and then she turned on the light. Okay. I'm gonna give this back to you. I'm gonna focus on the time in between. Okay.
are we looking at a minute?
Oh, just this underlined portion. Okay, just read that to yourself.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So from the time that she felt and got into bed and felt his cold body, she put a blanket on, like you said. And then what did she do?
She turned on the light. She felt that he wasn't breathing, so she turned on the light.
How long?
It says in the statement 1 minute.
For a minute.
For a minute.
Correct. Now, we don't know, just like there are some changes for you as you testified earlier between 541, 549, a minute, right? Like for a minute, it's an expression, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So she gets into bed, she feels her cold husband, and she stays there for a minute. And then she doesn't hear him breathing. Okay? Is that right?
Correct.
Or anything.
It says she didn't feel him breathing
Or anything.
or anything.
Now, that's important. That's an important detail. Correct?
Correct.
That information wasn't given to DiBotello a couple minutes later, correct? In what we just read earlier.
Correct.
Okay.
Because some things are self-evident.
Now,
This lady poisoned her
Okay,
husband,
really?
Nancy.
um,
And
during
then
this
wrote a kid's
entire
book about
conversation
grief.
that you've had with her,
It got on the bestseller list.
we saw yesterday, and just to reiterate, it was a edited clip, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and we could see on the bottom, the jury can follow along to see how quickly the edits are, okay? But I want to talk about that entire conversation that you had with her, okay? Ms. Richins was emotional, right? Right?
Yes, she was emotional.
And she was upset.
Yes.
And that's common, right? I mean, that's not
I would say
unexpected for
appeared
somebody who
to
just
be.
lost their husband, right?
Correct.
Now, would it surprise you if another one of your officers indicated that you thought she was not emotional?
Would it surprise me?
Yeah. Like, would you have made that statement?
No, I don't know Miss Richins, so I don't know how her emotion, as in like, personal when I arrived, what I see, but through the call, then I start putting things together, details of how she acts.
Yeah, those details are important.
No, but it helped.
That.
Yes.
Yeah, and just like you said, you saw the video. She was emotional. She was upset. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
It
So-
helps. I'm kidding.
Let's talk about the death investigation checklist. Okay. We talked about yesterday about what you did. Actually, scratch that. I'm going to go to this one. This was presented yesterday in evidence. That's the voluntary statement. You recall that?
Yes.
Okay.
That is a voluntary statement.
Now, you didn't give this to Ms. Richins.
I did not.
Okay. Now, if you look around right before Ms. Richins' written statement, you see there's a line there. I want you to read that line, okay? It's followed by a bold lettering.
Which
Do you mind playing
Yeah.
it for Mr. Reynolds?
So right above written statement, this line right here.
where it says describe.
Correct. Just read that to yourself.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you didn't do this one, but you've done lots of these voluntary statements, correct?
Yes.
Give them out.
Yes.
Now, the point of a voluntary statement is to get details, correct?
Gather details. Yes.
And now, there are different types of voluntary statements. There are different purposes for voluntary statements, correct?
Correct.
So, for example, perhaps I'm a witness to a car accident. You might give me this voluntary statement, correct?
Correct.
I'm not under suspicion of anything. I'm just a witness, correct?
Correct.
Now, there's other ones where maybe I was the driver and maybe I might be at fault, correct?
Correct.
And you would still say, hey, maybe you want to give me that voluntary statement, correct?
Correct.
Now, in that statement, it indicates that it gives a discretion to the officer, deputy, who is giving this voluntary statement, correct?
And what discretion is it?
The bolded part here that's highlighted.
Okay. Yes.
Right. So what I mean by discretion is that it's the deputy who has to provide instruction to whoever it is that he's providing this to. Correct?
Correct.
Because maybe what I think is important is not necessarily important to you. Correct?
Correct.
Now, again, to be fair, you're not the one who provided this to Ms. Richins, correct?
That is correct.
And you don't know what instructions were given to Ms. Richins, correct?
That is correct.
And you don't know if any clarifications were needed or anything, correct?
That is correct.
And as far as you know, this is the only voluntary statement form that Ms. Richins filled out, correct?
Correct.
So, let's talk about the death investigation information checklist. I'm going to hand this to you, okay?
Okay.
Now, when you arrived, you were the third to arrive, correct? Not from EMS, just from Summit County Sheriff's Office.
Correct.
Pimentel was there.
Correct.
DeBotello was there.
Correct.
Now, you were in charge of the death investigation checklist.
That is correct.
Okay. And how is that determined?
The initial officer.
Which was who?
It was me.
Okay. And why were you the initial officer, even though you were the third one to arrive?
I was assigned to that zone to take calls in that zone.
Right. So this is your case. Your scene.
Yes.
Okay. So you're the one who gets to direct people on what to do.
Me and the sergeant, yes.
Fair. Now, you've done, I suspect, you have this death investigation checklist and you go through it, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Now, I want to direct your attention to the scene response section, and I'll walk you through it. It's right here.
Okay.
Okay. Now, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 things I want that are highlighted there they're in bold, and we're going to go through them in order. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to start with the first one, which is securing the scene. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, even if it was my first time doing a checklist, a death investigation checklist, I would be able to follow these instructions, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, part of that securing the scene, which I think we saw you do, was you need to explain to everybody there kind of the purpose, right?
Yes.
And exactly what do you need to do?
It says find a comfortable location outside.
Let's go back to the first sentence there.
Kindly explain to the family that the scene needs to be vacated until the scene is processed.
Okay. Vacated, right?
You want me to continue?
No, vacated, correct?
Correct.
And you know what vacated means?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the following is what is your duty in order to vacate a scene? What do you have to do?
What does this have to do with
Remove
whether or
people
not she
From the
killed him?
residence.
From the residents, right?
Correct.
Okay. And it actually gives you examples of where you can go, right?
Correct.
Such as
Are you
a comfortable location outside,
police work?
right?
Yes.
Another family or member or friend's house, correct?
Correct.
Okay. That wasn't done here.
Mr. Ramos, in fairness, it's unclear when you're asking a question.
That wasn't done here, correct?
Correct.
Now, then you have to use a crime scene log, correct?
Correct.
And that's what we just read, right? Just a little bit ago, the sheet that I gave you,
Correct.
correct? Okay. Then you have to photograph the scene, all right? I want to talk about this specifically. When do you need to photograph the scene? After what?
After an investigation is started.
No, read it right there. Photograph the scene after what?
First picture should be
No, before that.
Oh. Use a crime scene log to document who comes and goes. Photograph the scene after it is secured.
After it's secured. Now, let's talk about the first picture. We haven't seen any photographs come in from you, so I'm just asking you. The first photograph that you took, what does it tell you to do?
You should place a placard with the case information.
And did you do that here?
I did not.
Okay. Now, I'll skip to the last one, the medication log. We talked about that. You assigned that to, I believe it was Mr. Pimentel, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So let's move to the second to last. What does it say that you're not supposed to do?
Can you clarify?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me walk up there. Starting right here.
Do not disturb the scene unless discussed with both investigations and OME.
Okay. Now, that's very important. You would agree?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we kind of saw some of it in the video. The jury can go back when it goes back to them and look at it for themselves. But you went around the scene. I'll back up. The scene wasn't secure, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then yourself and your 2 deputies or officers that were with you went around the main floor of the house, mainly the area where Mr. Richins was, and the bathroom, correct?
Correct.
And you moved things around, correct?
Correct.
And you were finding things, correct?
Correct.
And when you took photographs, you didn't put on the photographs or in your report what you moved, correct?
What I photographed?
Yeah.
Yeah, what I photographed, correct.
The scene that you photographed was an unsecured scene, correct?
I would say semi-secured.
Okay. Go back to that whole scene response paragraph that we just read, okay, that we just walked through. Can you find semi-secured for me?
No, it's not it.
Okay. I have an apology and a thank you for you. Apologize for putting you on the
Ask
spot.
me questions, dude.
As you know, this is my job. So I appreciate your time. I have no further questions for you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Ms. Shermanek, redirect within the scope of cross.
Yeah.
Did I leave something up there?
Go.
Thank you.
Good morning, Deputy Witt.
Good morning.
A few follow-up questions for you. I want to discuss with you chain of command within the sheriff's office.
Yes,
You testified that you were a patrol deputy that night,
correct.
and within the chain of command, above a patrol deputy is a patrol sergeant.
Correct.
Above that is a lieutenant.
Correct.
Above that is a captain.
Correct.
And also within there, other assignments include investigators or detectives.
Correct.
None of those were your role that night.
No, it was not.
It was not your responsibility to tell other officers what to do.
Correct.
It was your responsibility to fill out that death checklist.
Correct.
We saw you do that on the body camera video. That's what you were filling out, right?
Yes.
When you were asking Ms. Richins those questions.
Yes.
And after you filled out that checklist, what'd you do with it?
I
When you
placed-
left the scene.
I logged it into the case file.
You logged it into the case file, and that means that it's within the police system at that point.
Yes,
Other officers can see that checklist.
absolutely.
They can review it once you upload it.
Yes.
Same thing with the report you filled out.
Yes.
The summary that's in your report was treated the same as the checklist.
Yes.
It was uploaded to the case file
Yes.
where other officers can review it.
Yes.
As soon as it's uploaded, right? It's
Did?
immediately available. to them.
Immediately.
Wig.
Same situation with your body camera footage.
Yes.
Once it's uploaded to the system, every other officer can view it,
If they have authorization to view it.
right? But officers that would need to view it have that capability.
Yes.
So all of that information was passed on to the other officers on the case.
Correct.
The attorney took a beating over
We
his
talked a little
behavior?
bit about, with Mr. Ramos, Ms. Richins' emotional reaction. Have you been to other crime scenes where a death has occurred?
Yes.
How many?
Lots.
Give me a ballpark. More than 20?
Yes.
More than 30?
Yes.
Was Ms. Richins' emotional reaction consistent with what you typically see?
No.
Please describe that.
Well, I'm on scene at a death call. Normally, the victim, they have tears. They look at me when I ask them a question while they respond. They're pretty direct when I ask a direct question. It just, every time I spoke to Miss Richins, just seems like her face was in her hands and I couldn't see her face. I think at one time I even leaned down and just tried to look to see her emotions. But, it was just a little abnormal.
Those are my questions for you. Thank you.
Within the scope, redirect, please, Mr. Ramos.
Absolutely, Judge. I only have one post-it note.
She poisoned him with fentanyl, Nancy.
How many times had you encountered Miss Richins having lost a loved one?
Never.
Never. In fact, when I was just asking you questions before, you said, I don't know Miss Richins.
That is correct.
That you can't tell what exactly she's feeling.
Correct.
If you can't say it's abnormal.
I said it was abnormal to all the other calls that I've been on.
Let's talk about those other calls. What did you say? You said victim. You specified victim in response to Ms. Shervanak's question. That it was victims looking you in the eye, crying about what had just happened to them. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. You didn't mention that it was somebody who lost somebody. Correct?
I did not.
Okay. Now, we could argue forever about whether your emotions on the stand or mine are abnormal or not. Correct?
Correct.
The fact is, at the end of the day, no matter what Ms. Shervanak asks you or what I ask you, you don't know
I don't
whether or
think
not
he took
what
it
Miss
that
Richins is.
far. But yeah, he's a
Correct.
jerk.
Correct.
Ms. Shervanak, may we let the deputy step in?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Feel
I
free
was
to go,
not
sir. Thank you.
impressed.
I take that company. Thank you. Counsel, the state's next witness.
Deputy Pimentel, Your Honor.
He's
Okay.
condescending.
I see in the wings.
We're going to change things up. We're going to call Ms. Cameron Sessions.
Okay,
Just a moment.
no problem.
Need to go make sure Miss Sessions is on her way.
Is this Ms. Sessions? Forgive me, I don't know her.
Yes.
Ms. Sessions, good morning. Do you mind stepping in front of Brittany? We'll get you sworn in. Yes, please.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury?
Mr. Burmester, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Could you please state your full name and spell your last name?
My name is Cameron Larson, Larson.
Now,
May I ask you to do me a favor?
Yes.
You can sit wherever you're comfortable. Will you pull the mic a little closer to you?
Yes, absolutely.
It's easier to move the mic.
Okay.
You can just pull it towards you. Thank you.
now we called Cameron Sessions. Now Ms. Larson ends up on the stand. What has happened?
I changed my name since getting married.
And since March 4th of 2022?
I was married in October of 2021. I just didn't change my name until later.
Got it. Perfect. Thank you. What is your current employment?
My current employment is an evidence technician with the Park City Police Department.
I see. Now, back in 2022, did you have an assignment with the Office of the Medical Examiner?
Correct.
Your voice is so soft. Really get that mic close to you. I just want to make sure your testimony is important. So in March of 2022, with regards to the OME, did you have a specific geographic responsibility?
Yes, I was in the Summit County area. I did not perform in Park City proper, though. Just in the jurisdiction of the Summit County Sheriff's Office.
Has that since changed?
Yes,
Now you're Park City OME,
correct.
somebody else is.
Correct.
Summit County. I see. Okay. Was that a relatively new assignment for you?
Yes, it would have been my first one by myself without mentor.
I see. And had you been training on that for some time before that?
Yes.
About how long?
I'd say probably about 2 months.
I see. Did you, with regards to your other assignment, do you have training or with regards to your Park City assignment?
Yes.
What could you elaborate on that just briefly?
On what my assignment is currently?
Yes. What training do you have before you started as Park City evidence?
I was a dispatcher as well as a crime scene and evidence technician. So I had,
Did you have training for that evidence technician?
yes,
Could you briefly describe
I
what that?
agree with you. This
how to take photos, write reports, stuff of that nature.
good, sexy voice.
So on that particular day, March 4th of 2022, did you have an occasion to be at 282 Willow Court in Francis?
Yes.
How did you know to go there?
I don't remember who, but I was given a call to come perform as the medical examiner investigator.
Okay. Do you recall what time you arrived approximately?
Approximately 6:30 a.m.
When you got there, what did you see?
I was led into the master bedroom where I saw the decedent at the foot of the bed covered by a white sheet.
Did you at some point remove the white sheet?
Yes.
What did you see then?
The decedent was laying face up with a t-shirt over his face and boxer shorts.
Okay. Did you notice any other objects or things associated with his body?
He did have red fluid on his face.
Okay. How about any medical intervention devices?
Yes.
Tell me about those.
He had a few different things. If I remember correctly, he had AEDs on his chest.
What? I'm sorry, you said what?
AED,
What's that?
the shocking device
I see.
on his chest, and then he may have had some tubing in his knees.
Did you have an opportunity to get closer and look over his body, inspect his body,
Yes.
front and back?
Yes.
And did you see any evidence of injury?
No.
When you arrive on a scene as the OME, do the police department, or in this case the sheriff's office, have other responsibilities that kind of cross over?
Yes. They're not supposed to touch the body until I arrive, but we were working in the same room.
Okay. Does that include collecting evidence?
Yes.
Okay. Did you work with anyone from the Summit County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, Chelsea Gibson as well as Detective Woody.
When you, at some point, were you instructed to look for some particular evidence?
Yes.
What was that?
I was asked to look for any signs of alcohol.
Okay.
Did she what
And
in his knee?
what did you do about looking for alcohol?
I looked in the trash cans.
Okay. Which trash cans did you look?
The master bedroom, the kids' bathroom, as well as the kitchen.
Okay. Did you look anywhere else besides these trash cans?
Not to my recollection.
I'm so sorry. I need you to speak louder.
Okay.
Thank you. But take a deep breath, shake it out. But we need you to be louder.
Okay.
Thank you.
Did you look in drawers or cupboards or anything like that?
No.
Yeah. But you didn't finish you forgot a word. Did she what in his knee? They probably put an IO in his knee, which is an intraosseous access. When someone is hard to get an IV on, because with the intraosseous, it's just like it's a punch. You don't have to like look for a vein or anything because it goes into the bone marrow of the knee, and when you can't get an access into a vein, it just pops right in, and then they put fluids in that way. So that's probably what the tubes in his knees were. That's what I'm thinking.
Why not?
My job as the medical examiner investigator was to go and check the body and the decedent.
Did you see anything in these trash cans?
To my recollection, there was nothing in the master bedroom or the bathroom. However, in the kitchen, there was coffee grounds, a newspaper, and a cock and bull bottle.
Okay. I'm unfamiliar with cock and bull. What does that mean?
It's a ginger beer.
I see. Is that an alcoholic beverage?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you note that in your report at all?
I did not.
So it's some 4 years later. How do you remember that there was this cock and bull ginger beer, non-alcoholic beverage you were not looking for in the garbage can?
It is something that my dad kept on hand as a child.
Okay. But just because you had it in your house, was there something about cock and bull ginger beer?
It has a very distinct name and a very distinct bottle, and so it was something that just jogged my memory.
Did you look around the master bedroom where Eric Richins' body was for medications, things like that?
On surface areas,
Did you look for any evidence of alcohol out in the open in the master bedroom?
not to my recollection.
Did you see any?
No.
With regards to medications, did you or Chelsea Gibson collect any medication bottles or medication from the master bedroom that you're aware of?
I don't remember taking any bottles.
Okay. Did you find identification of the decedent?
Yes.
Okay. Where did you find that?
I don't remember where it was found.
Okay. Did you, can we focus attention on State's Exhibit 10-1, please, just for the witness and the lawyers?
One moment. Be able to see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I think that this has two pictures. Can you scroll down a little more? Having had a chance to look at those, do you recognize those?
Yes.
Can you describe what these two photographs are?
One is a photo of a black wallet with a Utah ID for the decedent.
Okay, and the other one?
Next one is a photo with the OME placard as well as 2 driver's licenses with the decedent.
Okay. Do they accurately and fairly depict the driver's license and the driver's license of the decedent on that night?
Yes.
State would offer State's Exhibit 10-1.
No objection.
10-1 is admitted. Want me to publish to the jury?
Please, Your Honor.
Okay.
Did the person depicted in the driver's license appear to be the same person who was the decedent who was laying there?
Yes.
You can, yeah, okay, good. Now, can you, when you are finished doing your investigation, what do you do with the decedent's body?
Transport is called. We wait until transport arrives, and then the decedent is placed in a body bag, and we have a seal that goes through the 2 zippers to close the body bag.
Okay, so you can't access the body bag without breaking that seal. Is that the purpose?
Correct.
Okay. Can I'd like you to turn your attention to State's Exhibit 10-2, please. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What is that?
It's a picture of the tag that will be placed on the body bag.
Okay, and does that tag have a specific number?
Yes, it is 0002713.
Is that number important?
It helps. The number is correlated with the specific decedent, so that when the body arrives at the OME's office, they can make sure that the numbers match.
Okay, so it's unique. It's not everyone for Summit County is 2713.
No.
Okay. Does this photograph accurately and fairly depict the tag at the scene?
Yes.
State would offer State's Exhibit 10-2.
Housekeeping, if we may approach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Reynolds, my apologies. Look at the screen.
Oh.
Let me know if you have any objection to this version.
We just move to the right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, thank you, Judge.
Okay, so we're going to publish this version to the jury. And Scott, if you would make a note to have this version of, I forget the number here.
It's 10-2.
If you would have this version of 10-2 be the one that gets admitted.
Shall do, Your Honor.
All right. We'll publish 10-2 as amended by the state. I appreciate that right now.
Okay, so you say you once the body and any other things that you put in there, what other things might you put in with the body?
Any identification such as driver's license, if there was any medication with his name on it, that would have also went to the medical examiner's office.
So in this case, those 2 driver's licenses were packaged?
Correct.
Okay. Now, I'd like you to turn your attention to 10-3, please. Do you see that?
Yes.
Do you recognize that?
I recognize the tag. It appears that photo was taken at the medical examiner's office.
Okay. Were you at the medical examiner's office?
No, sir.
Is the body bag and the seal on the zipper accurately depicted as you last saw it in
Yes.
that photograph? State would offer State's Exhibit 10-3.
Any objection to 10-3, counsel?
He absolutely does.
Sorry, Judge, I just want to make sure. I'm not going to object. I think it's going to come in through another witness, which I would feel more comfortable. I don't see any objection now. That's
Okay.
I can cross-examine if I have any questions. Thank you, Judge.
10-3 is admitted and published.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, so what you're talking about then, may I have permission for the witness to step down and just point out.
Yeah, one moment.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, watch your step, please.
Can you just show the jury how you loop that together?
Yes, is this working? Okay. As you can see, there's the two zippers right here with the tag that cannot be taken apart unless it's cut.
Perfect. And that's the way you saw it when you last saw the decedent in the body bag. That was how it looked.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. You can return to your seat.
Thank you.
So what happened next after you've sealed the body of Eric Richins in that body bag? What happens next?
I escorted the body bag out with the transport team. Once the decedent was in the van, that's the end of my role.
Okay. And what's the transport team?
It's a team that we contracted with at the time with Summit County that is just responsible for moving decedents from scenes to the medical examiner's office or wherever they need to go.
Okay, perfect. I have no further questions for this witness.
Judge, I don't think I'll be going to really break.
Folks want to keep going? Okay,
No further questions?
understood.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Mr. Ramos is stepping up.
That is all that, oh, he is stepping up.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was a bit, no, I was just shocked that you didn't have questions.
You and my wife both. Miss Larson,
Yes,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. That this is wild that this would be your first crime scene that you're showing up to.
Yes,
Memorable, to say the least.
yes.
Okay. I want to ask you a couple questions about what an OME investigator does.
Okay.
Okay. We kind of, Mr. Burmester kind of touched on it. And as I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, your role as an OME investigator is to show up to a crime scene and document the body and anything you feel important.
Correct.
That includes photographing
Correct.
and gathering any type of belongings, as we saw,
Correct.
identifying the deceased.
Correct.
You indicated gathering prescriptions, perhaps.
Correct.
Okay. And in that training, you indicated that you were working alongside with the Summit County Sheriff's Office,
Correct.
and it was Miss Gibson as well as Miss Wood.
Correct.
Now, when you say work alongside, are you part of the same? Do you guys have the same role, or when you say you were working together, it's just, hey, I'm doing my thing, you're doing your thing. If you see something, let me know, kind of thing. Could you explain that a little bit more to me?
My role for medical examining investigator is just the decedent. Their role would be to do any evidence and investigation.
Okay. And so when you're talking about gathering or looking in the trash cans, was that something that they requested?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this was your first one. Is that since then, I guess, or even that day, did that seem odd to you?
At the time, it didn't seem odd. yeah, it didn't seem odd to me.
You said at the time. Did it seem odd now?
No, I think that I would just stick to my role next time.
Now, what's the date today? 24th? Yeah, a year ago today, you were actually, you had an interview with the Summit County Sheriff's Office, right?
I don't remember if it was a year ago today, but yes.
Okay. Can I show you something just to see if you recognize it?
Yes.
And I just look at it. You don't have to read the whole thing. Just let me know if you recognize it, and then maybe find the date.
I do recognize it. It says February 24th,
And is
2025.
that yours?
Yes.
Thank you. Does that, having reviewed that, does that refresh your recollection as to whether or not you had a meeting?
Yes.
Okay. Now, at that time, a year ago today, were you still employed as an OME investigator, or had you moved on?
I was still employed. However, I was with a different jurisdiction.
Okay. Still as an OME investigator, though.
Correct.
Okay. And this is common to come back about, I don't know how long, 3 years after, to have some follow-up conversation?
This would be my first time.
That was your first time?
Mhm.
Okay. And we talked a little bit about the reason that the Summit County Attorney's Office asked you to come in, correct? They had questions about what you found in the garbage,
Correct.
and we mentioned the cock and bull beer. It is very distinct, little chubby one, very good. Now, you clarified during that meeting, though, your involvement with Kouri, right?
Yes.
And specifically, you talked about how you really only had one conversation with her, right?
Correct.
And that was in, I believe, her child's bedroom.
Correct.
And it was to sit down with her and tell her what's going to happen,
Correct.
like what the protocol is, right?
Yes.
And you indicated during that conversation, you indicated that she was crying, correct?
Correct.
And she had her hands on her face, correct?
Correct.
And you gave her the number and the contact information for whoever she needed to call, correct?
Correct.
Now, I want to go back to the day of March 4th, okay? You were asked, again, this was your first time, to go look at the garbage cans, right?
Yes.
Now, I imagine you found this on the main floor, correct?
I believe so.
Did you ever go downstairs?
No.
Okay, so you didn't know if there was another kitchen or anything down there?
No.
Okay. So where you found the cock and bull ginger beer bottle, that was in the kitchen trash can?
Correct.
Okay. Now, that's by the sink, correct? By the kitchen sink, sorry.
I don't remember where the
Okay.
trash can was.
Fair. Do you remember at all seeing any, are you familiar with Moscow Mule cups, copper mutts?
I am now.
You are not. Do you remember seeing any of those?
No.
And even, to be fair, the meeting you had a year ago, you came in, spoke with the Summit County Sheriff's Office. You even told them, I was like, I haven't even heard anything about this case since. I haven't followed it, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, that was the only conversation you had with Ms. Richins, correct?
Correct.
You didn't have, it's not your job, and you didn't gather any evidence in terms of what happened, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Maybe you overheard things, right?
Yes.
Okay. I want to ask you about this one document. Just to see if you remember. Take a look at that. Take your time. Let me know if you remember.
Yes.
And the Summit County things down, correct? or I'm sorry, that you don't remember where you got the information. Do you remember that?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Let me rephrase. The meeting you had a year ago, where you were brought in, you were asked about your report, your initial report. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And they asked you about very specific things. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And you told them, I actually don't remember that, where I got that some of that information from. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay. So this document that I just showed you right now, the case narrative, is this, I'm just curious how you compile this. Is this something that you yourself write all out?
Yes.
It is. And where do you get that information?
I had gotten some information from the 911 call as well as the detective before writing the report.
And that's exactly my point, is that we know that your job isn't to do any investigation, right?
Correct.
And it's not to interview Ms. Richins and ask her what happened, right?
Correct.
But it is your job to get information, perhaps in this case from EMS or the 911 call, or Detective Woody, or any of the other officers that showed up, right?
Correct.
Now, you're just taking what they're giving you at face value, right?
Correct.
You're not getting it firsthand, correct?
Correct.
So you don't know how truthful it is, correct?
Correct.
And so it's fair to say that while you wrote this, apart from the information that you knew directly, like I showed up, I saw him, I bagged it, this is a number, apart from things that you actually did, it's fair to say that this is a summary or a copy.
We're going over.
Counsel.
Well, yeah, she doesn't know what happened when she wasn't there. She can only go by what she's.
Thank you, Judge. Sorry, forgot where I was. The information contained in the narrative contains information both that you did personally, but also information that you did not personally either obtain or witness. Fair?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. Now, one of the things that I do want to talk about what you did. We saw the photographs, the bagging, the prescriptions. I want to ask you about that. You said that in the body bag, there were prescriptions as well as his property. Is that correct?
I don't remember sending any medications.
You don't remember sending medications?
No.
Okay. If there were medications, would that have been your job or would it have been somebody else's?
If there was medication that was out in the open with his name on it, then yes, it would have gone. If it was medication that did not have his name on it or was generic, it would not have gone with him.
Got it. And would you have would you have taken pictures if you had put anything inside of the body bag?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't recall doing that in this case?
No.
Okay. I'm just going to go through my post-its. I think I'm done. Give me 1 second. Thank you so much, Ms. Larson.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Judge. No further questions.
Mr. Burns.
When you, before you seal up the bag, you put anything that you fits within the confines of your duties to put within in the bag with the decedent's body. Do you have an inventory sheet saying what it is that you've included?
It's something that we fill out with the medical examiners on their website later at the time. But often take notes of anything that was taken.
So is it an electronic inventory sheet or something? Is that what you're saying? When you
Yes.
get it off the, and so when it's received by the medical examiner, they've got access to what you've included?
Yes.
I see. Um, if there were medications, that inventory sheet would have what you had included.
Yes.
Is it possible that other items of medication with his name on it were included in that bag that you don't remember today?
Yes.
Okay. Now, defense counsel asked you about this meeting. Do you remember the location where that meeting was with?
It was at the Summit County Sheriff's Office.
At the
Attorney's
sheriff's office, okay. And was anyone there besides the county attorney?
It was myself, Miss Olson, and Hopper,
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
Hopper is an investigator.
I'm not certain what his role is anymore.
Do you recall if Detective O'Driscoll was there?
He was not.
Okay.
That's gonna drive me crazy.
I have no more questions. Thank you.
I gotta fix that. I don't know how to do it. I'm gonna go out and go back in. I did it, man. Where'd it go?
Was contained inside of the bag in terms of the prescription bottles specifically?
On this form?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, no problem. That's all I have to.
All right. Mr. Burmester, may we allow Ms. Larson to step down?
Yes, Your Honor. That would be the state's request.
Please step down. Thanks for your time. Watch your step.
Judge, we had also subpoenaed in session, or Ms. Larson.
The sound in the video was distinct, and it was driving me crazy.
Okay, you don't need to come back.
So I
Thank you.
switched feed. I couldn't deal.
Now is an appropriate time to take a brief restroom break. Please rise for the jury.
No, I could have waited. I didn't know they were going to go to break. Don't be
Counsel,
sorry.
Steve,
Why are you
please.
sorry?
Ms. Gervanek, just give me a preview of the state's next witness.
Your Honor, it's going to be Deputy Pimentel.
Is that person in the wings?
Yes.
He is.
Okay. Come back at 10 a.m.
Yes, sir.
That's until 10 a.m. Thank you.
Yeah, we're caught up. I hate being caught up. I swear. I dropped so much stuff. Yesterday, I had a needle in my hand, and I don't know what happened, but it flew out of my hand, and it flew. I don't know where it went. And I was trying, because it blends in, so I'm like feeling around for it and looking for it at the same time. and I couldn't find it. So I was like, well, screw it. It'll turn up eventually. So I grabbed all of my stuff up to take to the bedroom, and it was stuck in the yarn. And I was like, oh, there it is. I lose my hooks, I lose my yarn, I lose my stitch markers. These little things. They're all over the house. He was, I don't remember. I want to say 40s for some reason. 39. Okay. That's why I want to say 40. Because he was almost 40. He was 39. I don't know why this is still living in my head, but I watched the most disgusting thing last night. You guys know who Chris Hansen is? I get on these binges where I watch different shows. Sometimes it's 48 hours, sometimes it's like a Star Wars show or whatever. Right now it's Chris Hansen. No. Chris Hansen, he used to do To Catch a Predator. He started out on 2020, I think. Then he had his own show called To Catch a Predator. Now he has his own streaming service and he has a show called Takedown on there. I don't remember what network To Catch a Predator was on. What they do, they set up a sting house and they have undercover cops texting in chat rooms pretending to be underage kids to lure predators. So usually, well, his To Catch a Predator show got taken off the air because one of the guys they caught was like, he was some kind of city official. I don't remember which one, like mayor or council, city council, or something like that. And there was some, I don't remember exactly what happened, but anyway, so that one got taken off the air, but now he's doing one. Anyway, there was one that I watched last night, and it was a 72-year-old man. Usually, they're in their 30s or 40s, which is bad, but it's not as bad. But just, and he thought this girl was 14. And usually, like, when they set up a sting house, the guy goes to the door, the decoy lets them in, and they talk about stupid whatever, just chit chat. And then the girl says, oh, I need to go charge my phone or something like that. A teenager thing to say. And then leaves the room. And then Chris Hansen comes in and then starts to ask some questions. Well, I don't remember what state this was, but apparently in this state, they actually have to get them to say what they intend to do. So they got the guy on a phone call first. And she got this dirty old man to say step by step everything he was going to do. I kind of wish I hadn't watched it now. So if I act weird, like I can't, it's living in my head rent free now and I want it out. And then when he came to the door, like when he came in the house, they sat down at a table and she's asking him questions again because the cops are there. They're like in the next room listening, right? So, well, she was a cop too, but so I guess they literally have to get him to. I didn't hear that. No, I didn't hear that. I heard it was taken off the air because that guy, I don't know. I kind of thought that the guy committed suicide or something, so this is a big scandal. And they got sued for wrongful death. But I don't know if I'm remembering that right or not, which is what's FTA? Failure to appear? Chris Hansen was charged with larceny and failure to appear? Huh. No, I didn't hear about that. Huh. No. But just the thought, oh my God. It's just so disgusting. I mean, even if she'd been legal, like young and legal, yeah, I know. But see, it didn't. I watched him all the time. Not all the time, but I've watched him many times, I guess I should say. And it's never bothered me that bad before because they don't get, I mean, they get a little explicit, but not that explicit. And it's never been a 72-year-old before either. You know, I mean, yeah, they're older. They're a lot older than what they think the girl is. Some of them even have kids the girl's age or what they think the girl's age is. But this was just nasty. I mean, it's gross. It's just gross. It's disgusting. I don't know why I can't get it out of my head. Ugh, it's just ugh. I don't remember my dreams anymore, but sometimes I wake with like kind of an impression of a dream and I think maybe I had a dream sort of like the show or something and maybe that's why it's still like in my head. I don't know. I don't know why I don't remember my dreams anymore either. One of the medications that I take for the fibromyalgia, it causes vivid dreams and I used to have, once that I started that medicine, I used to have wicked bad dreams. Just bizarre stuff. But I don't remember them anymore and I don't know if that's because of some of my medication or if it's like a coping mechanism because I have such crazy dreams. Oh, thank you. I have another shade of green that sometimes I'll do the sparkly one there and the other shade there, but I did it simple. This is I can't remember where I got this from. It's the dip powder polish. And this is like a charity.
Mr. Bloodworth, are we ready for the drink?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms.
For
Nestor.
depression.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Like they have names like "It's okay to not be okay" and "Pamper yours." I mean, it's stuff like that. Yeah, well, that's the med I'm on is an antidepressant. It's an old antidepressant that is used for pain now. It's like an off-market. Is that what it's called? An off-market use, I think is what they call it. I dreamed once that I woke up and I was all cuddled up to Travis, but he was dead and they thought I killed him. Yeah, those are the kind of dreams I have. I'm glad I don't remember them anymore. They're awful.
Please have a seat, folks. Thank you.
Maybe when they increase my antidepressants for the depression, maybe that's why I don't remember them anymore. When they increase my depression med. That's
All right, have a seat. Thank you. Counsel, the state's
off
next
label.
witness, please.
Thank you, Jill. Off label.
Very good.
That was something off.
Will you step in front of Brittany? We'll get you sworn in. My apologies.
We're going to get raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury? Thank you. Have a seat.
Good morning. Go ahead and pull that mic towards you a little bit just to make sure we don't miss anything. If you could state your name and spell your last name, please.
David Pimentel, Pimentel.
Where do you work?
I work at the Summit County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you worked there?
Almost 7 years.
What's your assignment at the Summit County Sheriff's Office?
Currently, I'm on patrol with the K-9 unit.
What about in 2022? What was your assignment then?
It was the same assignment.
You were working as a patrol deputy?
Yes, correct.
Before we jump into the case at hand, I want to talk a little bit with you about the chain of command within the police, within the sheriff's office. So you mentioned that you're a patrol deputy.
Yes.
And above that, there's a patrol sergeant. Is that correct?
Yes.
There's a lieutenant.
Yes.
There's a captain.
Yes.
And there's also an investigations division.
Correct.
And as a patrol deputy, you went out to the scene on March 4th of 2022.
That's correct.
And that was at the 282 Willow Court home.
Yes.
What were your responsibilities that night?
Primarily would be scene security, but I was also tasked with starting a medical log.
What's a medical log?
It's basically a log of any medication that the decedent would have in their possession. We start the log. We take all the medication that's there. We log how much is there. We log everything about that medication.
And that was your primary responsibility while you were there?
Correct.
And you completed that log to the best of your ability while you were there?
Yes,
Did you locate medications for Eric Richins?
I did.
Where did you look for those?
I looked for them in the bathroom, which is where I was made aware that they were most likely going to be.
Where did you look in the bathroom?
I looked on the counter. I think there was a drawer that was mentioned, and then I looked in a cupboard that was above the toilet.
And you were looking for these medications where you were told by Miss Kouri Richins they might be.
Correct.
And at this point, when you're looking for medications, you were aware that Mr. Richins may have taken a THC gummy.
Yes, I was made aware of that.
And while you were looking for these medications, did you see any THC gummies?
No, I did not.
When you looked in that cupboard above the toilet, did you see any THC gummies?
No, I did not.
How do you know that?
I'm on part of my duties on patrol is typically to look for narcotics, and so I have a lot of training and a lot of experience in locating narcotics such as THC gummies, THC products, or other narcotics and paraphernalia that goes with it.
So you're familiar with what those look like.
Yes, I am.
And if you would have seen them on the night of March 4th, what would you have done?
I would have left them where they were at, and then I would have notified the investigation team when they came in that there were, in fact, narcotics located while inside the house.
And you didn't find any.
No, I did not.
You didn't find any drug paraphernalia.
No,
You didn't find any illicit drugs.
I did not.
Just a moment.
THC is not a narcotic. It's a
Those are all my questions for you. I expect the defense might have some as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
and it says THC right on the wrapper that they're in. Not hard to speak.
Good morning, Deputy.
Good morning.
So the night of March 4th, your early morning, March 4th, really, could you tell me what time you arrived at the scene?
I don't recall exactly what time.
All right. Well, let me just see if this refreshes your recollection.
Yes, that seems about right. Yes.
So about what time did you arrive at the scene?
Around 3:30 or 3:50.
3:50. And what time did you leave?
I also don't recall exactly what time I left.
Would it be accurate?
Yes, what's written there would be accurate. It would be based on radio logs, which is when I clear the scene or arrive on scene.
So does 5:09 a.m. sound correct to you?
Yes.
Is that about right?
Yes.
All right. So when you got there, who was already present?
I believe that medical was present. I do not recall if there were any other law enforcement present, but I do recall that they were medical was on scene.
Okay, medical. So EMTs and
Yeah, so when I say medical, I mean like EMT and also the fire department. I just view them as the same entity. So I don't know if it was one or the other. I just know that medical personnel were on scene.
all right. And you said your assignment at the scene was security and a medical log.
That's correct.
So all your information about medications, did it come from Ms. Richins, or were there other deputies that told you or repeated to you what Ms. Richins had told them?
Both, yes. So there wasn't, as I recall, there was another deputy who informed me, hey, there might be more medications in the bathroom.
More medications in the bathroom as compared to the bedroom?
I don't recall if the bedroom was mentioned, so I can't give you a firm answer on that.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Where specifically in the home did you look for medications?
I looked in the, to my recollection, I looked in the bathroom.
That's the only room you looked in was the master bathroom?
Looking for medications, yes, I believe that was the only place I looked for medications.
All right. Now, you started, is it a handwritten log, correct?
Correct.
All right. Let me just have you take a look at this. You recognize this?
Yes.
All right. So that's a list of medications that were found. Is that correct?
Correct.
And that is not all in your handwriting, true?
Yes, that is correct.
All right. So what part of that is in your handwriting?
The first three of them that are in black ink, I believe, are my handwriting.
And are you aware who finished that report?
I do not know. No.
Okay. Let me grab that back from you. Can I just have one moment, Your Honor?
Of course.
So, Deputy, the first three medications on this list were ones that you found.
Correct.
And what do you recall what those three medications were? Or do I need to have this back?
Yeah, I do not recall the medications.
All right.
Some of them have longer.
Before I
names.
get, I'm sorry, I have a tendency to talk over my
No, I'm sorry.
my mouth goes faster than my brain. Are you aware where the other medications that are in someone else's handwriting, where they were found?
I do not know.
All right. Let me just have you take a quick look at the first three then that you found again.
Okay.
And you said you found those three all in the master bathroom?
To my recollection, yes, I believe it did.
All right. And the first one on that list is naltrexone, correct?
Correct.
And are you aware what that medication is used for?
I am not.
All right. The next one is the hydrocodone, which we've spoken about, correct? That's what the next one is
that's
you
the
wrote
next
down.
one. Mhm.
And the third one was, you might have to remind me.
I'll do my best. Doxycycline.
Doxycycline. Okay.
Yes.
Cycling. All right. And you're not aware what that medication's for then?
No.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that then later. All right. So during the time you were there, you only found three medications?
To my recollection, yes.
All right. Over that hour and a half?
Yes.
Now, you said that you had a conversation with Miss Richins, and was it Ms. Richins that told you there were THC gummies, that Mr. Richins had possibly taken a THC gummy?
I believe she did mention that there was THC gummies, yes.
Did you ask her where the gummies were located?
I do not recall if I asked her that question.
All right. Would that be important to know since you were looking for medications to log?
Only if they were prescribed to him would I be looking for them.
Well, didn't you testify that you would also look for illicit drugs?
No, I was not looking for them, but if I had seen them during my time, then I would have made a note of them.
You would have made a note if you'd seen them. However, you were told that he had possibly taken this drug, but you didn't think to ask where that might be located so you could log it?
No.
All right. So where specifically in the master bathroom did you look?
I believe I looked on the counter. If you walk in and then on the left side, there's a counter there. I believe I looked on the counter. I believe there was a mention of one of the drawers had it. And then I also, on the opposite side, above the toilet, there is a cabinet, and I looked in there.
I'm sorry, will you say that last part again?
So on the right side of the bathroom, there's a toilet, and then above the toilet there is a cabinet, and I looked in there.
All right. And now that bathroom is connected to a walk-in closet, correct?
Correct.
So you go into the bathroom and then into the closet.
Yes.
Did you look in the closet?
No, I did not.
And you said you looked in the drawer, and I don't know if I understood you. Someone told you to look in the drawer?
I believe that somebody mentioned that there was a medication, not a medication pill bottle, but it's one of those organizers for pills in the drawer. And I believe that one of the deputies came to me and said that one of those was in the drawers in the bathroom. So that's why I looked in those drawers.
All right. So when you left at approximately 5 a.m, a little bit after 5, what did you do with that medication log?
So the medication log and the medication that was collected was left in the room on the dresser that was in that room.
You didn't hand it over to the person that was taking over for you?
No, I did not.
You didn't write a report that night, correct?
No.
But you went back and wrote a report in January of 23, correct?
That's correct.
So almost a year later?
Correct.
And what was the purpose of that January of 23 report?
I was asked to write a report for that incident at that time. So I went back and wrote that report.
And was the purpose, well, let me rephrase. In that report, it was a very short report, correct?
Correct.
And it was basically that you left the medication log on the dresser, correct?
It was, yes, to describe my involvement in the case with the medication log, yes.
Why were you asked to do that a year later?
I don't recall why I was asked to do that. I was just asked by my supervisor, so I did it.
And you don't know why they needed that?
I do not know why they needed that.
Is it typical that you wouldn't write a report about what you did with the medication log at the time?
It depends on the involvement, the overall involvement that I have in a case. If my involvement is just a medical log where what I had done is logged on a medical log, then no, it's not typical that I would write a report.
All right. And did you type up what medications were found? Was that you or someone else who had typed up the medication list?
No, my involvement with the medication would be this log that you have given me.
So that's it. You were there for an hour and a half, and during the time you were there, well, about an hour and a half, you logged the 3 medications.
Correct.
And you only looked in the bathroom. You didn't look in the kitchen, correct?
Correct.
And you didn't look in the drawers in the bedroom?
No.
And you didn't look anywhere else in the house for medications?
Correct.
And you didn't ask Ms. Richins where medications for Mr. Richins would be located?
I believe I did ask her.
You didn't ask her where the THC was located?
No, I did not.
All right. One moment.
Yeah, she does sound like Holly Hunter. She's got that slushiness to her voice.
You mentioned that you were also in charge of scene security. What did you do in terms of security that night?
I secured the rooms in which Mr. Richins was found.
How did you secure that room?
I just stayed by the door to make sure that no one was getting in.
That was the entirety of the security at the scene?
Well, that particular area, yes, there were some children in the house that were trying to get in, so my job was to make sure they didn't get into the room.
Did the children, they did try to get into the room?
Yes.
Was Ms. Richins with them?
No.
All right. And you said you're with K9? You're with the K9 unit, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And as part of your duties to the K9 unit, you search for illicit drugs on
Ye-
scenes?
It
Fair.
depends, but yes, I have done that in the past, yes.
Well, I mean, the point of a K9 dog, isn't it a drug sniffing dog?
The point of mine, yes. Yes,
All right.
that's
So you're familiar with searching for drugs on the scene?
correct.
So is it fair to say that the search you did that day was not a complete search for drugs at that scene, correct?
Correct. I was not searching for drugs at that time.
Okay. So you were logging medication, but you weren't searching for medications.
That is, I was logging medication, but I was not searching for illegal narcotics.
And you weren't searching for medications either, right? Other than what was in the bathroom.
Other than what was made known to me, yes.
All right. I have nothing further.
Ms. Sherbanek, any further questions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Deputy Pimentel, are you issued a body camera as part of your equipment?
Yes, I am.
Were you wearing a body camera on the night of March 4th, 2022?
Yes, I am.
When you prepared your report for this case, even though it was some time later, did you review your body camera to refresh your memory about what took place?
Yes, I did.
If we could please show the witness 1-28D. Do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
This is my body cam footage.
No, is it a? Can you tell how long it is by looking at that?
How long the
clip that you're looking at, does it have a time on it? I don't see it.
it does not. What I can see does not have a time. Okay, now it does.
How long is that clip?
That looks a little bit over. So about a minute and 53 seconds.
Okay, I'm going to move to admit 1-28D.
Ms. Lewis.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Any objection to admission of states 1-28D?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, 128D is admitted. Is there sound for this one, Scott?
There should be.
Yes, Your Honor, I just had it muted.
Oh, my apologies. Okay, let me publish. Go ahead, sir.
So describe for the jury what we're looking at here on your body camera.
So this is the cabinet that was above the toilet that I was mentioning earlier that was on the right side as you walk into the bathroom.
And this is the bathroom attached to the master bedroom.
Correct. This is the bathroom that I had mentioned earlier.
Are you opening the cabinet? It's kind of hard to see. We only have the bottom.
Yes.
And what are you looking for?
So again, I'm looking for medication that is prescribed to Mr. Richins.
And that was the counter you were talking about in the
That's
drawer.
correct.
And so you testified that you're looking for medications of Mr. Richins, and you're not doing a full, complete search of this house, are you?
No, I'm not.
And that's because you don't have probable cause to do so.
I don't have a reason to search anywhere else in the house that I
Right.
searched.
And to do a complete search of a house, you need probable cause or a warrant, right?
Correct.
Just a second.
That guy's not probable cause.
You're looking in that cupboard above the toilet. There were no THC gummies in there, were there?
Not that I could see, no.
And you opened it up and you looked inside.
Correct.
You didn't see any weed gummies in there.
I did not.
Ms. Lewis, anything within the scope of redirect?
Can you pull up State's Exhibit 1-8 just for the sure.
Let me know when you want the witness to see it. You'll see it at the same time as the witness, Ms. Lewis. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. You and the witness can see it.
Okay, I have to go back over here. I'm sorry. Okay, so in the body cam that we just saw, which is on your left, you're looking at a pill bottle, correct?
Correct.
And you took a photograph of that bottle?
I do not recall if I took a photograph of that bottle.
So the photograph on the right, is that the same bottle?
I believe so.
All right, we'd move to admit 1-8.
No objection.
Okay. State's Exhibit 1-8 is admitted, and anything further on that, Ms. Lewis?
That's the hydrocodone bottle, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, you said you were, well, we saw in the video, you were looking at the cupboard above the toilet.
Correct.
Did you look on top of that cupboard?
I do not recall if I did.
Well, that's a very high cupboard, correct?
Correct. I believe so.
So you wouldn't be able to see the top of the cupboard unless you got up on the toilet, true?
Probably.
All right. And are you aware that later that is where all the THC gummies were located?
I wasn't made aware of that, no.
All right. So when you were looking for the gummies, well, you were looking for medications. I know you weren't specifically looking for the gummies. But in your experience, do people usually keep illegal drugs just right in their bathroom cupboard, or do they often put them somewhere out of sight?
It depends.
They often put them somewhere out of sight. True?
I mean, they can, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But you didn't look at the whole cupboard. True?
I just looked where there might be medication.
But not on top of the cupboard.
To my knowledge, I don't believe I looked on top of the cupboard.
All right. And did you photograph that before you started taking things and moving them around the cupboard to document it?
No, I did not.
Let me ask you one other thing about when you secured the bedroom. Who came in and out of that bedroom when you were securing the bedroom?
There were some other deputies and possibly some medical personnel.
Anybody else at all?
I do not recall if anyone else came into the bedroom.
All right. I have nothing further.
Sure. Anything further?
No, yeah.
Deputy, you can step down. Thank you. You mind taking that glass of water with you? Thank you, sir. Cancel the state's next witness, please.
Margaret Offred, please.
Okay.
The pictures that they showed of the THC gummies, they were in wrappers from a dispensary. Now, it's not legal for recreational use in Utah, but it's legal for medicinal. So whoever their dealer is must have gotten it from a dispensary because they were in the wrapper. So
It is offered if you'd step in
I
front
don't
of
know how it could have been lazy.
Brittany will get you sworn in.
Somebody with a medical card is selling their stuff to a
Do you
dealer.
solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Look
subject
at
to
me,
the
I
means and
didn't do it.
penalties of perjury? Please have a seat.
Thanks, Cody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead and pull that mic close to you as we
Oh,
take
sorry.
up your answers. Please state your name and spell your last name.
Margaret Offred, Offret.
You go by Margie. Is
I
that
go by
right?
Margie, yes.
Where do you work?
Why he didn't apply for a medical card?
For this, I work for the University of Utah.
And what do you do for them?
I'm a medical assistant coordinator.
What about in 2022? What was your role back then?
Same role, but I also do part-time EMS, and at that time it was for Park City Fire.
What do you do as part-time EMS? What's that role?
Emergency responder, advanced EMT.
Is that similar to a paramedic?
Yes, one step below.
And how long have you been working as an advanced EMT?
Almost 40 years.
Now, given that experience, have you been called out to a death scene before?
Many, yes.
How many would you say?
Over the 40 years, probably more than 100.
Have you been called out to the scene of an overdose before?
Yes.
A drug overdose?
Yes.
How many?
20 to 30.
What kind of certifications do you hold to be an advanced EMT?
Well, I have advanced life support, pediatric advanced life support, and I do monthly training and recertify every 2 years.
And you're up to date on that training
Yes, ma'am.
as you were back in 2022.
Yes.
Were you working on March 4th of 2022?
Yes.
And did you respond to the scene at 282 Willow Court?
Yes.
When you arrived, what did you do first?
We got our gear and went to the bedroom where our patient was.
Where was he when you arrived?
In the bedroom on the floor.
What was the position of Eric Richins when you arrived?
He was laying flat on the floor, straight.
Was he on a sheet?
I don't recall.
Let me show you State's Exhibit 1-4S1. It'll pop up on your screen there. Do you see that?
Not yet.
You should be able to see it.
I can see it. I can see it.
Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What is that?
The scene in the bedroom.
That's the scene that you were just describing.
Yes.
Judge, this has already been admitted. I would like to publish it to the jury.
No objection.
Okay, one moment.
So when you arrived on scene, if Mr. Richins had been on top of a sheet on the floor, would you have moved him?
No, only if it was in the way of what we were doing.
Now, were you made aware that Mr. Richins had been pulled to the ground from the bed?
I don't recall that we were aware of that. That's just where we found him.
Now, in your line of work, have you been on a scene where people have been pulled to the ground on a sheet to perform CPR in the past?
I don't recall sheets, but people have been pulled off the bed.
When you saw Eric Richins on the floor, was there anything that stood out to you about the position of his body?
That he was at the foot of the bed instead of the side of the bed.
Why did that stand out to you?
Because most places when we go, the person is on the side of the bed. Just easier to get them off.
And anything about the physical position of his body that stood out to you?
He was just very straight.
What do you mean by that?
Straight, like everything was straight.
What would you expect if someone had been
Sometimes
pulled?
arms are flailed about.
Okay, just let me finish the question.
Sorry.
That's okay. I just want to make sure that our both of our voices are being picked up. So describe what you said. What would you expect when someone is pulled off a bed?
They're a little not straight, angled. Their arms are flailed about.
Did you perform life-saving procedures on Eric Richins?
Yes.
What did you do to attempt to resuscitate him?
We hooked up the Lucas machine. We started an interosseous IO needle and gave him epi and the cardiac arrest protocol.
So I'm going to have you describe a couple of those things for the jury because I know that you use these terms all the time, but they
Okay.
might not know. What is a Lucas machine?
A Lucas machine is the machine that does compressions for us so that we're free to do other things such as IVs or IO needles, interosseous needles to give medications.
You also mentioned that Mr. Richins was given epi. What do you mean by that?
Epinephrine, which is a medication that we give to try and start the heart again.
And so those things were being performed on Mr. Richins.
Yes.
Is it also your protocol to ask if your patient is taking any medications?
Yes.
Did you do that in this case?
Yes.
Did you ask Ms. Kouri Richins if Mr. Richins was taking any medications?
Yes, I believe I did.
Were you given any medications that Eric Richins was taking?
Yes, I believe she told me it's in my report, but naltrexone for Lyme disease, possibly.
Did she hand you that medication?
No.
Any other medications that you were made aware of that Eric Richins was taking?
She did also say CBD gummies.
As you are performing these life-saving measures on Eric Richins, are you also looking for things in his immediate area that might explain what's happening with him?
Yes.
And did you do that in this case?
Yes.
Did you see anything that to you might explain what's going on with him?
No.
Now, when you've been on the scene for an overdose death or an overdose call in the past, what are some things that you see around the person that might indicate to you what's happening?
Sometimes you see drug paraphernalia or pill bottles.
Did you observe any of those things?
No.
Now, were you there when the time of death was called for Eric Richins?
Yes.
What time was that?
3:58, I believe.
And that would be in the morning, right?
Yes, a.m.
Now, later you talked about Eric Richins being down sometime or dead sometime.
Yes.
What was that observation based on?
He was cold to the touch. His body was cold to the touch, and his heart rhythm, which when we hooked up the monitor, showed that he was in asystole.
What is asystole?
That's flatline.
So no heart.
No heart electroactivity at all.
Did that ever change while you were there?
No.
Just a moment. Ma'am, those were all my questions for you. Thank you. The defense may have some as well.
Thank you.
Ms. Lewis, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You weren't the first EMT or EMS to arrive on the scene, correct?
Correct.
When you arrived on the scene, others were already starting to work on Mr. Richins, true?
One person, yes.
Was working on him?
Yes.
All right. And what was that person doing?
Compressions.
All right. So you don't know if the body had already been arranged in any sort of way by the prior EMT?
I do not.
All right. Now, when you were first called to the scene, you believed it was a call for cardiac arrest.
Correct. Yes.
That was the chief complaint that was brought to your attention.
Yes.
All right. And what did you do? What was the first thing you did when you arrived?
We hooked our I had a partner. We were hooking up our monitor to see what kind of heart rhythm we may have, and then attaching the Lucas machine, which does compressions for us.
That's cool.
It is cool.
All right. So you went directly into the bedroom when you arrived.
Yes.
All right. And you later wrote a report. It's called a pre-hospital care report.
Yes.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to have you take a quick look at this and tell me if this is. Well, actually, can you just pull it up on the screen and show her?
She has it.
All right. Is that your report?
Yes.
All right. We'd move to admit that as, I guess, defense exhibit. I think now we're at 3005.
I would objection.
How can you object to an EMT report? Seems like that should just automatically come in. Unless she did something wrong and screwed it up.
The witness can still see it.
Oh, she can still see it, you said. I'm sorry. All right. So
In fairness to her, it's pretty small.
it's, yes, it is small here too. I can. All right. So where did you get the information that he was possibly having a cardiac arrest?
That's what the dispatch came across as.
So, but you didn't know if that was correct.
No,
And it turned out not to be correct, right?
that he was in cardiac arrest.
He didn't die of a cardiac arrest.
Well, I mean, he was in cardiac arrest. I did not know, and I don't know what he died from.
All right. Explain that he was in cardiac arrest at that time. What is the
He was in asystole, which is a flat line, which means there's no electrical activity in the heart. That's cardiac arrest.
all right, so
And he was
think
not breathing, obviously.
so as a layperson, I was reading that you thought he was in the process of having a heart attack, but that's not accurate.
That's not accurate.
All right. So that just means someone who is not having their heart functioning at the time when you're called in. That would just be called a cardiac arrest.
Correct.
All right. So that was the information that you based what you did
Yes.
following when you got there.
Yes.
All right. And when you arrived, you spoke with, well, first you said you went right into the room
Correct. Yes.
and you administered epinephrine.
Once we got our lines started, yes.
All right. And you also, I'm just lost the word. You also admitted, Narcan?
Yes, we did give Narcan.
Okay. What's the purpose of Narcan?
Narcan is to reverse any possible drug overdoses with narcotics.
All right. But he had been asystole, help me with the word,
Asystole.
asystole for a while by the time you gave him that.
Yes.
And that typically would be helpful if it was given pretty immediate after.
Yes, that's kind of a last effort. Let's try this.
Okay. And then at what point did you go from in the bedroom to, well, let me rephrase that. What did you do next? You gave him the Narcan, you gave him the epinephrine, and what else did you do in the room?
I just continued to work the code until the Park City Fire medics got there.
What does that mean, work the code?
Tried to save him, continuing CPR, trying to figure out why he's in a cardiac arrest.
And
breathing for him, things like that.
Were you able to determine why he was in cardiac arrest?
No.
All right. Not at that time, anyway.
No.
And then you left the room, true?
Yes.
And at the point you left the room, you knew that he was deceased, correct?
Correct.
And you went out, and is the first person you spoke to one of the deputies that was there, Deputy DeWin?
I don't recall.
Right. Do you recall telling one of the deputies that you thought maybe it was possibly an aneurysm?
I just possibly coming up with ideas, yes.
Okay, that makes sense. And at that time, did you know his medical history?
Yes, what I was given.
And who gave you that?
Kouri.
Okay. And she gave you the same medical history that she had already given to the deputies, correct?
I don't know.
Did you talk to the deputies about the fact that he had Lyme disease?
I think I probably told them that's what she told me.
All right. And the information about what medications he was on, did that come from her or did that come from the deputies?
That came from her.
And this was after he'd already passed, you got this information?
I believe while we were working the code, I had asked those questions.
All right. And you said that one of the medications that you were told he was on was naltrexone?
Correct.
And you were told that was for Lyme disease?
Correct.
However, that would be a off-brand use for naltrexone?
Correct.
Naltrexone is typically used for people that are suffering cravings either from drugs or alcohol, correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, I think we need to lay a little more foundation here.
I'm done.
We'll just move on unless you're going to ask this witness more questions about the
Not about the naltrexone.
on-label and off-label uses of medications.
No, that was all.
Okay.
All right. Just give me a moment. Let's look at your report here. Can you tell me about, in your report, you talk about blood sugar obtained,
Yes.
and you say the blood sugar obtained of 458. That was his actual blood sugar at that time?
Yes.
That's extremely high, correct?
It's high.
All right. And would that be a natural thing just based on someone passing that their blood sugar would go up?
I don't know why his blood sugar was that high.
All right. And you also have in there that he had a GCS of 3. Can you tell me what that means?
Glasgow Coma Score. So that's basically he scored 1 on everything, which it goes from 5 to 1. Someone who's alert and oriented would get a 5. Someone who is not responding gets a 1. That's the
All right.
lowest score you can get.
1 is the lowest score.
3.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Yes.
And tell me again, what does GCS stand for?
Glasgow Coma Score.
Okay, thank you. All right. So then, are you the one that told Ms. Richins that Eric was in fact deceased?
Yes.
Is this something that you've had to do before?
Yes.
So it wasn't the first time you told someone that their spouse or someone else with them had passed?
No.
And I imagine this is difficult.
Very.
And I would imagine that you've seen many different reactions from different people to that kind of news. True?
Yes.
From silent shock, correct?
Yes.
To hysteria.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people throw up.
I haven't seen that but once.
You haven't seen anyone throwing up after hearing that news?
Not really, no.
Okay. You never know what to expect, though.
Oh,
correct.
You never know how someone's going to react.
True.
When they get terrible, traumatic news like that.
Yes.
Probably a little bit different for an unexpected death than maybe someone who's been terminally ill. True.
Yes.
Is it fair to say unexpected deaths get a wider range of reactions than someone who's been dying, say, for months and it was expected?
Yes.
All right. Just back to your report for one moment. So everything in your report was done. You were just writing down what you did based on the information you had. True?
Yes. Yes.
And you didn't know if the information was correct at that time. It's just based on the information you had.
Yes.
I'd move again to admit Defense Exhibit 300.
I'll withdraw my objection, Judge, if they want to admit it.
Oh, okay. This would be defense. Give me the numbering again. 3005.
5, yes.
Katie, is that right? Okay. D3005 is admitted. Is there any part you want to publish to the jury?
Not at this time. I just wanted to admit it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else for this witness, Ms. Charbonnet?
Just briefly, Judge.
So you testified to Miss Lewis's questions that you had made a guess that maybe Eric Richins died of an aneurysm. Why did you make that guess?
Because he had a lot of blood coming out of his mouth when we arrived in while we were working on him.
And was that happening? When was that happening? The blood
during CPR.
So when you arrived, the blood was already coming out of Eric Richins' mouth.
Yes.
Did you have an explanation for why that blood was coming out of his mouth?
No.
No further questions, ma'am. Thank you.
Here we go. Within the scope of redirect, please.
It's not unusual to see blood come out of someone's mouth during CPR, correct?
Not normally, but it seemed more than normal.
All right. So the machine, the cool machine, what's it called?
Lucas machine.
The Lucas. That, can you describe the sort of pressure that machine uses?
Well, it compresses the chest as you would in CPR. It's a continuous compression that, I mean, it's like doing CPR with your arms, only more steady than a human can do.
And consistent in terms of the amount of pressure.
Correct, yes.
Whereas humans of different sizes have different amounts of pressure.
Correct.
Did the machine break any of Mr. Richins' ribs?
I have no idea.
You don't know. Does it sometimes do that?
I don't know.
All right. Well, as a trained EMT, when compressions are being given hard compressions,
Mm-hmm.
if there's blood in the lungs, it
I've
wouldn't be
broken
unusual to
bones
see
doing
that come out,
CPR.
correct?
Or the
Correct,
machine
yes.
does.
And in order to do efficient CPR, one, you would need to be trained, correct?
Correct.
And fair to say that a very small person who's untrained would have difficulty doing the strength of compressions that's necessary when giving CPR.
They could, yes.
All right, I have nothing further.
Those machines didn't exist when I was.
No questions, Chuck.
You can step down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Be sure next the state's next witness.
Sergeant Andrew Cernich, please.
All right. Sergeant, if you'd step in front of Brittany, we'll get you sworn in.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury? Thank you. Have a seat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead and move that mic close to your mouth so we can get all your answers. State your name and spell your last name, please.
Andy Cernich, Crnich.
Where do you work?
Summit County Sheriff's Office.
And what's your role there?
I am a sergeant on patrol.
And what about back in 2022? What was your role? First, let's talk about the Sheriff's Office. What were you doing for them in 2022?
In 2022, I was a sergeant working in the jail.
And back in 2022, did you have other first responder roles or other jobs that you did?
Yes, I also worked for the Summit County the South Summit Fire Department as a volunteer fire.
What do you do as a volunteer fireman for South Summit?
I respond to emergencies through the fire department and assist on medical calls.
So were you working on March 4th of 2022?
I was.
What capacity were you working in on that day?
I responded as a on-call firefighter to assist medical.
And did you respond to the home at 282 Willow Court?
I did.
Now, describe for the jury, even though you're a trained police officer, what happens when you're on duty as a fire department role?
On the fire department role, we're trained in numerous different things as first responders. I also recently had quit working for South Summit EMS as a advanced EMT. So we assist with whatever needs fire department needs. At that time, I assisted with the CPR efforts of the individual.
But it's fair to say that when you get called to a scene in your EMS role, you don't mix that with your law enforcement role.
Correct.
You stay in that lane for that call.
Correct.
So what were your responsibilities? Just highlight that for the jury when you arrived at the scene that night.
When I arrived that night, EMS had arrived before I had. I asked what they needed, and they asked me to take over airway.
At some point during your responsibilities there, were you asked to look for medications?
I was.
If we could please show the witness exhibit 1-5S.
He has it.
Do you recognize this?
Yes.
What is it?
That is the bedroom where we were working on the individual, and it shows me reaching into the nightstand.
Fair and accurate. Is that photo a fair and accurate representation of you on that night?
Yes.
I'll move to admit Exhibit 1-5S.
I just need to clarify, is there a second photo that's on this? Are there two photos? Because the one I have has two photos. And this may be a later one or an earlier one.
Ms. Sherbanek, forgive me, is this the 1
There
through
is- there
5
is two
series? No, it's different.
Different number.
Okay.
There are two pictures. No objection. As long
Okay.
as both pictures come in, no objection.
Sure.
Okay. Scott, will you go back to picture number 1? And I'll publish now. Just make sure the jury sees both photographs in 1-5S, which has been admitted.
And that's the exhibit you just looked at.
Yes.
And describe for the jury, where are you in this photo?
I'm the one wearing red next to the bed, where I just turned around from retrieving that bottle from the nightstand.
Scott, if we could go back to the first image, please. And what does this image show?
I believe that's where I was searching the nightstand drawers for any type of medications.
And you were asked to search, right?
Correct.
Who told you to look for medications?
I believe it was Margie Offred, who was the EMT on scene running the scenario, or not scenario, but the scene.
And Scott, if we could go to the next image. And you pulled something out of that nightstand, right?
Yes.
If we could show the witness Exhibit 1-8, please. This has already been admitted. We can publish it to the jury. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
What is that?
That is the pill bottle that I found in the nightstand.
Just a moment. Sir, those are all my questions for you. The defense may have some as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Nestor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You and me both, Debbie. You and me both. I have
Good morning, officer.
Good morning.
My name is Kathy Nestor. I represent Ms. Richins along with several other attorneys here. So I want to just clarify, you said when
I've had patients come up to me, like they're not patients at the time, but they've come up to me and been like, "Can I have a hug?" And like, I don't remember ever seeing this person before in my life. And like, I'll reluctantly give them a hug, and then they're like, "You don't remember me, do you?" And I'm like, "No, I'm sorry, I don't." And they're like, "You were my nurse. Remember I had such and such?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, hi. Yeah, how, because this is their job. They do this all the time. And the cases, well, I don't know because I've never been in their situation, but the patients run together. So I'm sure with EMTs and cops that all of their cases have to run together too, because I'm sure they're similar ones, just like with nursing, there's similar illnesses, It's amazing. I don't know how they remember things either.
you first got there, you were assisting EMT that were already on the scene,
Correct.
and someone was already doing CPR on Mr. Richins when you arrived in the room?
I believe when I arrived, they were just hooking up the Lucas machine, which is a machine that does CPR or chest compressions.
Okay, so there was not a human doing compressions before they hooked up the Lucas machine?
I do not recall if they were doing it and stopped to hook up the machine or if they were actually in the process of hooking it up.
And the individual, before they hooked up the machine, can you describe, besides Miss Offred, who was around the body?
I believe there was my partner firefighter that was there next to them and the other EMT that was on scene, but I do not recall who that was.
Can you describe their build for me?
Medium build males.
Both males?
Yes.
Thank you. You took over the airway, so you had to just clear an airway so they could get oxygen to them?
Correct. So my job was to deliver oxygen to him.
So did you put a tube down his throat?
Yes, I did.
And when you put the tube down his throat, was there any blood on his face before you did that?
Not that I can remember, no.
Okay, great. And after you put the tube down his throat, did you see blood come out of his mouth?
Shortly after, there was blood that showed up in the tube and coming out of his mouth.
How far How far down does the tube go that you insert into his throat?
Sits on top of the larynx.
So down to about where your voice, that's your voice box, right?
Correct.
Sorry.
Yes, correct that
Not
area.
great at biology. Okay.
He said larynx the same way Barney Fife says it, larynx. It's larynx, not larynx.
All right. So have you seen that before where when you insert a tube into someone's throat, it can cause there to be bleeding in their throat?
Not usually, but yes, I have seen that before.
Okay, great.
The tube
So then they're doing the CPR, and you were asked by Ms. Offred, who we just heard from, Margie, to check the nightstand for any medication. Is that right?
Yes.
And I noticed, can you pull up, please, Exhibit 15S, which has already been admitted, Your Honor. Can we please publish?
One moment.
I noticed you went to the bedstand on that, the nightstand on that side of the bed, right?
Correct.
So is your understanding that was the side of the bed that Mr. Richins had been on?
Yes.
Right. And you're pulling out a drawer. Is it the bottom drawer or the top drawer? Do you remember?
I believe there was only one drawer, but I am not sure.
Okay. I'd like to show you now exhibit, and this is not admitted yet. So if we could take down the publication and just let just the witness and counsel see exhibit 14S.
Larynx.
Is it up?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Is that the nightstand you pulled the pill out of?
That looks like the nightstand, yes.
Okay. Your Honor, could we move to admit 14S?
States 14S is admitted.
It's defense, yeah.
It's not the way it's marked.
Oh, sure, right. It's 14S. Sorry about that. Okay, there's the nightstand, right?
Yes.
Okay. And on that nightstand, Katie, can you zoom in to the top of the nightstand if it's possible? You may not be able to on this photo. Yeah, there you go. So that's a phone is sitting in a charger. Is that correct?
Yes, that's what it shows.
And right next to it, it looks like an Apple Watch that's on the little watch charger right next to it. Is that right? Can you tell?
Is that the one in front of the phone?
It's to the back of the phone.
Oh, okay.
See the
I
little
see that.
little
Yes.
square? I think that's an Apple Watch, but if I'm wrong, tell me.
I do not know. It very well could be.
And this picture of the nightstand, there's no wallet on it, correct?
Correct.
There's some pills and a little metal like push thing that you push pills out of, right? Do you see that next to the TV power?
Yes.
All right. And were those pills taken by you or anyone else, do you know, to be tested?
They were definitely not taken by me.
Okay. All right. Can we also just to the witness only show states exhibit 1-9? Only the witness. It's not admitted yet, Your Honor. Do you see that picture? That's a little better and clear and close up.
Yes.
All right. In that picture, were you still there when the wallet was put on the nightstand?
I do not recall if I was or not.
Okay. But that is the same nightstand we're talking about.
Yes.
Your Honor, can we move to admit 1-9? No objection.
States 1-9 is admitted.
May we please publish it to the jury? Okay. Can we please blow that up as big as we can, just focused on the nightstand? Okay, so here you can see the Apple Watch a little more clearly, right?
Yes.
And you can also see a wallet that's been added to the table that was not there before, right?
Yes.
Did you put that?
We don't know the timing of these photographs. That foundation has not been laid.
Well, it's in now, so.
You can compare the photos. You can't state when the wallet was there or wasn't there.
Okay, sorry. I'll retract that. That's fair. Can we zoom in at the very bottom of the power of the power TV? There's some white specks on the nightstand. Can you try to zoom into that if possible? Right there. Do you see those white specks on the nightstand?
Yes.
Did you see the white specks on the nightstand when you were there that night?
I do not recall it being there.
Did you gather them or swab them or put them in a little plastic bag to be tested later?
I did not.
So as you sit here now, can you tell the jury what those white specks are?
White specks.
That's it. All right. Okay. Also, was there a time where you found Mrs. Richins' phone and handed it to a deputy? Did the deputy come in looking for her phone?
I do not recall.
You can't remember that?
I do not.
Do you remember her phone being in the room at any point?
I do not.
All right. And did you personally have any conversations with Ms. Richins that night?
I may have asked her if he had taken anything or how long he had been down, but I do not recall.
You can't remember for sure.
I don't know for sure.
In your experience, both as a police officer and a trained medical responder, is it fair to say that it was apparent to you he had been deceased for some time?
Yes.
Thank you. I think that's all I have. Just one moment. Thank you, Your Honor. I tender the witness.
Ms. Shervanek.
One question, Judge. Sergeant Cernich, was it your job that night to collect evidence?
It was not.
That's all I have.
You can step down, sir. Thank you.
Mine.
You might
He
bring
can
a
be-
glass of water.
Your Honor, he can be finally excused.
Yes, you are released, sir. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Mr. Bloodworth.
Your Honor, the state has a witness ready, but I think the defense wanted their expert to be present.
Judge, yes, we had an agreement that we would be notified of when an expert would be testifying, and our expert would listen in. That wasn't done. And so we're trying to work that right now. We emailed or texted our expert, and we're working on that, but he has not responded as of yet. So I've asked Mr. Burmester if he could move it to the back of the line until I get notice.
That expert is somebody that's physically present in the state of Utah.
They're expert.
Yours.
No, he's going to be remote WebEx listening in.
Okay. May we take I'm going to let you stretch your legs here for a minute. This may take a minute. Rise for the jury, please.
So this is an expert for the prosecution, but we have to wait for a defense expert to log in on WebEx.
All right, folks, have a seat. Mr. Ramos, tell me, what was your understanding of the deal that you had reached with State's Counsel?
So what we would do is we would be given 24-hour notice of their expert testifying. So we can make arrangements for our expert to either be present physically or listen in to the proceedings.
With the idea that if they're listening in real time, they can send you feedback, suggestions.
Not even that. But, I mean, obviously, I would be able to consult with them if that was the case. But more than anything, so they could listen in to see if they were going to offer anything in rebuttal.
They can do that no matter what. I mean, I can watch the entirety of yesterday's proceedings right now
No,
on
I
Court
understand
TV.
that. That's why I'm saying it's
Yeah.
kind of two-part.
Okay. And then I'm inferring that your position is that who's the expert?
Your Honor, it's Dr. Almer, the medical examiner.
Okay. Was this person on the witness list for, or the proposed list for today?
Your Honor, I guess no, although we had a discussion at the end of yesterday's trial that where were we going after crime scene? And I said, you know, I informed counsel, whatever, 5 o'clock yesterday that we would be going to medical examiners after crime scene. So it's not, this isn't a shock, but I did not say we will bring in Dr. Ulmer tomorrow.
How long do you think you have in your direct with Dr. Ulmer?
My direct is probably 30 minutes.
Okay. So what if we say we'll do the direct of Dr. Ulmer, which your expert would be able to go back and review during the lunch hour if you need to, and we'll start cross after lunch.
So my only concern is that I'm attempting to get a hold of him to see if he's available right now to view those. So I've sent a text message as soon as Mr. Burmester told me. So that's what I'm waiting on. I have no problem with that, assuming I can get confirmation that he can log on.
That's the best I can do.
So that can,
That's the best I can do.
I understand.
Okay.
I'm expecting Maggie Mobley, who's the morgue clerk. She should be getting here any moment.
You want to slip her in first?
Yeah, if she gets here in the next minute or two, it would be no problem.
We could, Your Honor, we can also start with Chelsea Gibson. We've been trying to accommodate Dr. Ulmer. She is out of town and all the things. And so that's why now. But we have we can start Chelsea Gibson. I think she's going to be along with.
I don't know if you would.
That's better for us because we get more time to be able to, and that's, yeah, that is what we expected.
When you say start, though, we would not be able to get her direct completed before lunch, correct? Would we be able to do Ms. Gibson, understanding we need to interrupt direct during lunch and cross her and then get Dr. Ulmer on and off today?
That's the state's concern, is that crosses have been tending to take longer than direct.
They take what they take, sure.
And I can't say that. I mean, if we were to start Chelsea Gibson.
Let's not do that.
I'd rather not.
My sense is that that's a self-inflicted wound. So how close is Ms. Mobley?
Ms. Mobley, I'll go back out and check.
Okay. We're going to take a 5-minute restroom break. We'll see what percolates during that 5 minutes. Okay, very good.
So the defense requested what, 24 hours notice, and he didn't give him that? Jeez. You are special, Marty. You're special. We love you here, Marty. We don't care if you don't love us back. We love you anyway. Sometimes I sit here and I look and I see there's only 3 or 4 people watching, and I wonder, why do I do this? And then one of you guys say something hilarious, and then I remember why I do this. Because we're family here. It's just a giant watch party. Well, maybe not giant. It's a watch party with all my friends. You're right. There are many channels to choose from. Obviously, I don't have any viewers. Ken says I'm the best kept secret on YouTube. Yeah, I don't want to be the best kept secret. I don't want to get like crazy popular. That would be ridiculous. But I like a little bit more than 4 or 5. Since I've been doing the Johnny Depp trial, I've had the most viewers that I've ever had. I think I had 21 one day, all at the same time. I was like, wow. Maybe Johnny needs to sue somebody else. Okay, Deb. Yep. I've got I've got a song stuck in my head too. I think the old guy's gone now, but I've got for the most part. But I've got from the play Hamilton, there's a part of a song where they go, "Never gonna be president now." And I got that stuck in my head because of Gavin Newsom's latest stunt. He just lost the black vote. I know. That girl, oh my god. She has problems. Like legit problems. She's not very bright. It's okay, Belle. It's okay, baby. No, no, don't start. Don't start. When is TikTok girl's trial? Wait, which TikTok girl? The DoorDash TikTok girl? Or the one that killed her parents and wanted TikTok to cover it or whatever? Didn't that one already? DoorDash girl. I think the other one already had her trial. Yeah, man. That chick, stupid. And my friend, she's like, you need to get a job doing DoorDash. I'm like, did you forget where I live? I can't do DoorDash. By the time I get the food there, it'd be cold. I said, my stepdaughter tried to start like a DoorDash type service out here where we live, and it didn't take off. Everybody lives too far away from the food. It's cold by the time, and especially people be getting lost coming to my house. Because, like, we have some restaurants that have delivery. They'd never find me. The food would be cold by the time they got here. But after the things that I've watched about DoorDash, absolutely not. Belle. Hang on, y'all. I'll be right back. She's freaking out. Guy's emptying our septic tank and she's freaking out. There's a stranger in the yard. Who's your Belle? Your cat's name is Belle? I didn't know her name was Belle. I don't know. I don't know which one of these guys is going to go first. Because Spike is in pain all the time. He's miserable. He walks so slow. Sometimes when he gets off the porch, he doesn't use his back legs. He just lets them like fall off the porch. And then getting them up, he puts his front paws up and then just one paw at a time, really, really slowly. And he just lays around all day, barely moves. He's in pain all the time now. And I feel bad for him. I look at him and want to cry because I know what that feels like. And Travis isn't ready to let him go yet. I'm not either, but I don't want to see him sitting there in pain either. Well, it's different when it's humans. Like, he doesn't understand, and there's nothing I can do to make him feel better. He's on Neurontin. It obviously isn't working. There's another medication that she can add, but if we give him that one, then I have to have blood work done because it could mess up his kidneys and his liver. Well, I don't, but don't dogs have like the mentality of a 2-year-old?
Mr. Burmester, are we ready for the jury?
I am, Your Honor.
Mr. Ramos?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, we invite the jury in, please.
I just feel bad for him and I can't help him and I don't know what to do. But I know I can't afford to do blood work all the time. And I mean, he's a geriatric dog too. He's not going to live that much longer. I don't want to be putting him through blood testing all the time. They both hate the vet.
Feel free to take your seats when you come in. Thank you.
I got to literally drag them into the door of the vet's office.
All right, have a seat. Thank you.
Are we going to get to watch it? Can we
Mr.
have
Burmester, the state's next witness.
Yes, the state would call Maggie Mobley.
Ms. Mobley, if you step in front of Brittany, we'll get you sworn in.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury? Thank you. Have a seat.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Mobley, can you please state your full name and then spell your last name for the record?
Maggie Mobley, Mobley.
Are you employed, Ms. Mobley?
Yes.
How?
I am employed with the Utah Office of the Medical Examiner.
In what capacity?
Right now, I'm a medical examiner's assistant.
Okay. Do you know the term morgue clerk?
Yes, that is what I was in 2022.
Oh, okay. So it's a different job assignment, not a
Yes.
rotating one.
Mhm.
Ms.
Okay.
Mobley, may I ask you just to pull the mic a little closer to you? Thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate it.
So in 2022, you were a morgue clerk.
Correct.
Could you describe what a morgue clerk does?
A morgue clerk is responsible for receiving and releasing decedents, as well as answering phone calls and the door.
I see. So could you tell us just very briefly how a body comes in just generally and what the procedure is?
So a case will come up in our system. We will make a folder with the decedent's information, and then transport will bring the decedent to us, and that's when we take custody of the decedent, and then we will inventory the decedent's belongings.
I see. So you say transport. Is that oftentimes a vendor that's contracted with the Office of the Medical Examiner?
Yes.
Okay. In this case, were you working on March 4th, early morning?
Yes.
March 4th? Did you receive the body of Eric Richins on that morning?
I did.
Okay. So walk us through. The vendor brings the body in. What happens? What happens?
I'm responsible for breaking the seal.
Okay.
As long as the body bag has been sealed, I will take a photo of the seal before it has been broken. I'll record the number of the seal and then take photos of the decedent and his belongings, inventory that on an inventory sheet before putting the decedent in a cooler.
Okay. If there are belongings, are they inside the bag or outside of the bag?
Inside the bag.
I see. And when you have belongings, do they go in the refrigerator with the body?
The belongings will.
The belongings will. Okay. In this particular case, can we see? It's already been offered and admitted, so 10-3.
Any objection to publishing to the jury, Mr. Ramos?
No, Judge.
Okay.
Do you recognize this photograph?
Yes.
What is that?
That is the first photo I take before the seal. So that is the seal before broken. So it will be sealed on the scene.
Okay.
Transported to us, and then that's the first photo I take before opening the body bag.
And did you make sure that this had not been broken into in a different way?
Yes.
Okay. Is that your case number from the Office of Medical Examiner?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you break the seal?
With scissors.
Okay. And then once that's happened, what did you do in this case?
You'll open the bag. We will write down the seal number on our papers for our record.
This is a written checklist or a written form that you fill out?
Yes.
I see. Okay.
And then we record the clothing that the decedent would be wearing, any medications that would have come with the decedent, and any identification as well.
Okay. Did you record that in this case?
Yes.
And what did you do with the identification?
Driver's licenses, we make a copy on our copying machine, and those will stay with the folder and the paperwork.
How about any medications or medication bottles?
Yes, we receive those and put those in a locker as evidence.
And are those made available to the medical examiner doctor who later does
Yes,
an autopsy?
our investigation will take custody of that, and the doctor has access to all of that information.
I see. Upon completion of the autopsy, and if it comes to a point where there's no more need for the physical body, in this case of Eric Richins, what happens next to the body?
With the body, as you mean as a morgue clerk?
Yes.
We would release to a funeral home. In this case, I'm unaware.
Okay. Are the driver's license and those sorts of things released to the funeral home as well?
Yes, as long as they were not collected as evidence.
I see. Okay. I don't have any more questions for this one.
Mr. Rebels. Thank you. Very briefly.
Good morning, Ms. Mobley.
Morning.
We've spoken on the phone before.
Mhm.
Just to get clarification, it was unclear to me in the way the question was asked. When you receive the body, the medications are inside of the bag, correct?
Correct.
And I imagine they're in a separate bag.
They would be in either a paper bag or a plastic bag.
And do you open that bag?
I would not.
Okay.
Unless there was a driver's license in the same bag.
And in this case, do you remember if they were separate?
I'm unsure.
Okay. But you knew they were medications.
Yes.
And I imagine the reason, or just tell me the reason how you knew they were medications.
They're in the photo. You
Okay.
can see them.
And which photo was that?
Those intake photos.
Is it just the one that you just took? Or I'm sorry, the
Um,
one that was just shown to you? Is there a different one?
I'm responsible for taking photos when I receive the body.
Okay.
So they are with the body.
Got it. Do you remember the medications in this case specifically?
That's not my job to look.
Okay. I'm going to show you two documents, and just to her, Your Honor. And the first one, I do see I believe it's your initial or maybe even your full name. So we're going to start with that one. Okay. Do you recognize that?
I do.
Okay. And could you tell me kind of what it is?
That looks like a printout of the record that I put the medications in a locker and the chain of custody aspect of it.
Perfect. I'm going to show you another document, okay? Now, do you recognize what this document is?
I recognize what it is, yeah.
Okay. But you didn't do this part.
No.
Okay. One second. Now, is this document that you're looking at right now, is it related to this case?
Yeah, it's a good way.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge.
I'll give her one moment. You can now see.
Yes.
Okay. And is this something that's kept kind of in the normal course of business?
Yes.
Okay. We would move to admit at this point, Judge.
No objection.
I need a number.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll put one
It'll be
on.
3006, Your Honor.
Okay, so any objection to publishing this to the jury, Mr. Burmester?
No, Your Honor, I'll be
You
using
don't
it
need
for
to.
Dr. Ulmer.
No, we don't need to publish it right now, but just
Okay.
as long as it's admitted.
I just need to create a descriptor for Brittany, defense D3006, entitled Report on Prescriptions Found with Body is Admitted.
Perfect. Thank you. No further questions.
Anything further, Mr. Burmester?
No, Your Honor.
You can step down.
Thank you.
You're free to go. Thank you. What's next?
Ulmer's here. Okay. I'll get Dr. Ulmer.
Very good.
And Judge, while Mr. Burmester gets his form remaining, Mr. Ludwig and I approach.
Of course. Dr. Ulmer, good morning. If you would step in front of Brittany, we'll get you sworn in.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury?
Mind bending the mic down just a little bit. Thank you. Mr.
Okay.
Burmester.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you please state your full name and spell your last name for the record?
Pamela Sue Ulmer, Ulmer.
Ms. Ulmer, are you employed?
No, I'm retired.
In 2022, were you employed?
Yes, I was a medical examiner at the Utah Office of the Medical Examiner.
There's a term forensic pathologist. Is that what the capacity you were serving in?
That's correct.
What is a forensic pathologist?
So a pathologist is a medical doctor who has gone through all of the medical training and then done residency in pathology. For a forensic pathologist, we do additional training in forensic pathology specifically. And then we sit for boards and take all of our board certifications for both pathology and forensic pathology.
I see. So when you receive a body, just generally speaking, into the OME, what is the procedure? What happens?
Are you feeling better?
So basically, I'll start at the scene because an investigator will be at the scene. And then the body at that point will get sealed in a body bag that has a seal identification number on it, goes through the zipper pull so that it can't be tampered with while it's being transferred from the scene to the office. Once it gets to the office, then it's brought in and documented by a ward clerk who's going to put various information into the computer, identifying information and stuff. We used to actually open the body bag at that time and take an identification photo, and then the body would go into the cooler. But I believe we changed our policy though, so that at the time that this event was going on, the body bag was still sealed when it went into the cooler, and it wasn't unsealed until we would start the autopsy examination.
I see. So did you perform an autopsy on the body of a person named Kouri Richins on March 5th of 2022?
I did.
Do you recall about what time that began?
I don't have any paperwork with me, but it was around 7:30 in the morning.
I see. You very briefly went into your education. Could you give us a brief description of your education to become a forensic pathologist?
Sure. So medical training is a 4-year degree. I specifically went to an osteopathic school, but whether it's an osteopathic or an allopathic school, it's the same type of training. So I did my medical school at Des Moines University in Iowa. Then I went on to do my pathology residency training at Creighton University in Omaha, Nebraska. So that's typically either a 3-year or 4-year program, depending on what you're doing. For me, because I was going into forensic pathology, I opted to do 3 years of pathology and then 2 years of forensic pathology training to take care of all of my residency and fellowship training.
I see. So after all your training, where did you go next?
So I did my fellowship. The first year of my fellowship was at King County Medical Examiner's Office in Seattle. And then at that point, I still had 1 more year of training that I needed to do, but I got hired on at the Medical Examiner's Office in Salt Lake City. And so we coordinated so that my first year at the office would also count as my 2nd year of forensic pathology training.
I see. Did you stay on then after that
I
year?
did.
Okay. How long did you serve then at the Utah Medical Examiner?
So I started my employment there in July of 2009, and I retired January 1st of 2023.
That 2009 is including that year of
training, yes.
Yes, okay. Are you, or at the time, were you certified by any certifying board?
Yes, so I was certified in anatomic, clinical, and forensic pathology by the Board of Pathology.
Were you a member of any professional organizations?
Over the years, I've been a member of a variety of pathology-related and forensic pathology organizations, including the National Association of Medical Examiners, as well as the American Society of Clinical Pathology.
Have you ever testified as an expert in forensic pathology?
Multiple times.
Okay. Do you have a ballpark figure for how many times?
You know, I don't have my case log anymore, so a lot of it was preliminary hearings for various cases, and then as well as doing like other types of cases. So maybe about between 75 and 100 times for all of my testifying.
When you do an autopsy, first of all, what is an autopsy, I guess?
So it's an external and internal examination of the body. So we're basically looking for why the person died. We do an external examination describing any unique features of the body. In a forensic autopsy, we also describe like the clothing, any identifying features like the color of the eyes, any tattoos, anything like that, because we need to know who the person is as well as why they died. So all of those items get documented. Additionally, any like scars or anything like that to show any prior medical procedures or injuries. Any injuries that they might have sustained, whether it's bruising or gunshot wound or anything like that. And then once all of the external items are documented, then we start on the internal examination. So we'll do a Y-shaped incision on the chest. Skin gets reflected as well as the fat and muscle. And then we can see the rib cage. The rib cage will get removed. Then we're looking at all of the organs in the chest and abdomen. So those all get examined in the body, and then they're removed and weighed to see if they look normal and whether they're of normal weight or within range of normal weight. And then we do the same thing with the head. We'll make an incision across the top of the head, reflect the scalp, and cut the skull off so that we can look at the brain in place and then remove the brain and look at it out on the table and weigh it. Everything is sliced so that we can make sure there's no natural disease on the inside that would explain why they're dead. Like if a person had a stroke, you might see that in their brain. If they had a heart attack, we might see a blood clot in their heart, or there might be muscle deterioration. So a lot of different things that we can examine and document to explain why the person is dead. We also draw different blood samples, urine sample, gastric contents. We're looking at all of that so that A, we can see what it looks like, and B, so then we can retain it for toxicology purposes.
I see. So you go through, it sounds like you go through these methodically, like system by bodily system.
Yes.
Okay. Is that the standard in your field?
It is.
You mentioned also that you take samples, blood, gastric, etc. Do you always analyze those, or is that just by case by case?
Some items are case by case. We'll routinely do toxicology analysis on blood and vitreous fluid. So that allows us to screen for common things, and then we can determine whether an expanded panel is needed or other testing. Since this case was during the COVID era, pretty much everybody was getting swabs so that COVID PCR could be done. And then there's other microbiological cultures that might be performed on a case-by-case basis, as well as other types of laboratory testing for, say, like potassium level or something like that. So it depends on why we think the person might have died to answer those questions.
Do those samples get sent out to other labs, or are they examined internally at the medical examiner's office?
They get sent out to other laboratories.
I see. You talk now about generally the procedure. Is that what you followed in this case?
Yes.
Okay. With identification, you mentioned right off the bat is an important thing. Is that what you did in this case?
Yes. So obviously at the scene, because he was at his residence, his wife was able to identify him. But we also look at photographic identification, meaning driver's license, and we can compare that to the individual to make sure that they look like their photo. So that's if it's a case where there's additional identification needed, because maybe we don't know who they are and they don't have any identification with them, then we can do fingerprint analysis, or we have to go further, we can do DNA analysis.
But you didn't have to in this case.
No.
So do you have a worksheet or something that you use as you go along and write information, such as the time, the seal number, and all those things?
Yes, there's an autopsy worksheet.
Okay. Can I show to the witness States Exhibit 10-4? Do you see that up there?
Yes.
Could you, do you recognize it?
So it's a body diagram
Okay.
showing notes that I made during the autopsy.
Okay, and is it a true and accurate copy of that worksheet?
Yes.
State would offer States Exhibit 10-4.
Yes. No objection. 10-4 is admitted.
Would ask to publish that.
There you are.
Okay, there's one thing I wanted to have you identify. Have you written down the tag number from the seal?
Yes, I have.
And what's that number?
It's 0002713.
Okay. Let's move on then to the external exam. What did you notice or anything? We can take 10. I don't think that 10-4 is necessary.
So basically, he had evidence that he had received CPR. He had an endotracheal tube in his mouth. He had needles in both shoulders in order for IV fluid to be submitted. He also had defibrillator pads that were on him. There was really no evidence of injury. EKG pads were also present, and I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, was there blood present externally on his face?
There was.
Can you explain that?
So in cases of potential drug overdose, it is not unusual for opiate overdoses specifically to have pulmonary edema. So you've got foaming of the mouth coming from the lungs. And then in addition to that, then when you're receiving CPR and you have that intrathoracic pressure that every time a compression is made, that's contributing to the lung injury. And so it's not unusual to have blood seeping out with that fluid from just the vasculature of the lungs. But in addition, when somebody gets intubated, there's a risk that they might get mouth injury or they might get other injury just when the tube is being inserted. And so with that, every time you're doing a compression, you've got potentially a blood-tinged fluid that's spurting out.
Did you see any evidence of injury that contributed to death during your external examination?
No.
Okay. Let's move on then to your internal examination. What is the first thing that you look at?
Well, the first thing I looked at were the ribs. He had rib fractures on the left side, on the front. I believe it was ribs 4 and 5 were fractured, which was most likely from CPR.
I see.
And then you remove the chest plate and you're looking at the heart and lungs.
Well, let's take a look then. Let's go down system by system. Did you lay those out system by system in a report that you subsequently produced?
I did.
Okay. Cardiovascular system. There's a mention here of 50% occlusion. Could you tell the jury a little bit about what that means?
So it just means that he had the beginning stages of coronary artery disease, so that the lumen of the vessels in his heart were thickened. It's usually not thought to be significant until they're at least 75% occluded or more. And this is a common finding in adult males in general, and then adult women as they also age. There was no indication of any kind of coronary artery thrombus to indicate that he had a blood clot form in his heart and cause a heart attack. And so there was no damage to the heart muscle. The heart was within normal range for weight.
Okay. So that was not a cause of death?
No.
Okay. Respiratory system, you noted trachea, bronchi, foam present.
Correct.
I think you've said that was probably from CPR.
So it's probably originated from his fentanyl overdose.
I see. Okay.
CPR can also cause pulmonary edema, but since he had no return of circulation during this CPR process, the majority of that fluid and that foam probably originated from the drug overdose, but CPR can still contribute to it.
I see. Okay. Pleural surface small tan white nodules.
Yes.
What does that mean?
So on the surface of his lungs, he had these little tiny white nodules all over, which are little granulomas. I looked at them. So in addition to removing all of the organs, I also did histologic examination on the main organs, which means I took a little piece of tissue so that it could then be cut very thinly and then stained and looked at under the microscope.
And did you look under the microscope at these?
I did.
Okay.
And so you can visually see them on the lungs just looking at them grossly. They were very obvious. And they're just little small granulomas that were coating the surface of the lungs.
I see. And Is there some significance in this case about those?
There is, because his history, his work employment history, he was a stonemason. And so all of that dust that's created when you're cutting either brick or blocks, you can inhale it if you're not wearing a respirator or a mask. And then that goes into your lungs, and your body tries to protect itself by sequestering that stuff off. And so then these little granulomas form.
I see. Did that contribute to his death?
I don't believe it did. He had the granulomas present. He also had a small amount of pleural fluid present associated with these, but it wasn't significant enough. There wasn't like scar tissue that it was in his lungs that was preventing him from breathing or anything like that. So I felt like it did not contribute to his death.
Did you note anything about his liver and biliary system? Biliary?
From my recollection, the liver was normal. There was no surprises there.
Okay. What did you note, if anything, about the digestive system?
Again, I don't have any notes in front of me, but he had about 700 milliliters of pink fluid that also had like food particles in it that were partially digested. Some of that was retained and saved for toxicology purposes.
Did you have a discussion with Brianna Peterson from NMS about the volume that you measured from the gastric?
I may have, I don't recollect it.
I see. Do you have any idea about the pink coloration? Was that from anything that you're aware of, or?
No.
Is it okay? Urogenital system.
Okay.
Was there anything? Did you know?
Kidneys looked fine. Bladder looked fine. The genitalia all looked normal within limits. So.
Reticuloendothelial system.
So that's referring to more like your organs, like the spleen or lymph nodes, things that have to do with immune response. And he did have, so when you have those types of granulomas in the lungs, it's not unusual for the lymph nodes surrounding the lungs to also have the same kind of stuff in them and also have granuloma formation. And I did see that when I did histology on those lymph nodes in that area.
I see.
Otherwise, the spleen and everything looked normal.
Okay. Endocrine system? Was there anything that you documented?
No.
Excuse me. And musculoskeletal system, anything?
Other than the rib fractures, it was all normal.
I see. Now you mentioned you sent some samples out to histology. Did you receive those things back and look under the microscope yourself later?
I did. For part of them I did. Part of them were examined, I guess, at the state lab. So let me clarify. So we did microbiology testing of the lungs, which you just collect a swab. And so each lung was swabbed and sent to the lab. We had that tested for bacterial infection as well as fungal infection and then TB infection. And that was significant because we had all of these granulomas in the lungs, as well as he'd recently had a history of having COVID. And so just to confirm that there was no active infection going on that I could document that was causing those granulomas, like TB, for example, or any kind of fungal infection, all to explain what was going on in the lungs. And the only thing that I saw, again, was the granulomas that were due to his work history. In addition, I did special stains to confirm that there were no fungal elements present and that there were no significant changes to the lung tissue as well as the heart and the liver and the kidneys. I did see the granulomas in the lungs and those lymph nodes.
So absolutely no fungal infection in the lungs?
No. And to clarify, that was not by culture, that was only by looking at the stain. So
did you, no, we'll get to that, I guess, in just a minute. I guess with histology, you also sent out liver samples, epiglottis, or was this just part of your internal exam? Maybe I mixed that up.
I think I did submit a section of the epiglottis, and I'm not sure whether that was specifically because he had a history of allergies that was reported. And just to confirm that there was no evidence of anaphylaxis.
And was there?
The tissue was denuded, but I did not see any evidence of histamine release granules that were in the tissue itself. So I can't, it did not appear that anaphylaxis was an issue.
Did you send out samples or send out samples to the health department for disease and fungal cultures?
So I did for the bacterial cultures, I did for the TB stain or the Mycobacterium stain, and yeah, I don't have the autopsy report in front of me, so I can't answer a lot of this stuff.
Would it be helpful to look at your report?
It would be, yes.
He didn't say that phrase that Judy's getting sick of.
They approach the witness.
Of course.
Does that look familiar to you?
Yes, this is the report that was generated by myself after the autopsy examination was performed on Mr. Richins.
Can you find the portion of your report where you're talking about disease, the samples that you sent to the public health lab?
So for the public health lab, we did an Auramine O stain, which is a special stain that they do looking for acid-fast bacteria, and that's to help rule out tuberculosis, which again would be something that would cause that type of granuloma pattern on the lungs. And that was negative as reported by them because they observed it. I did not look at that particular slide. In addition, we did bacterial cultures, again, on the right and left lung. Those grew up multiple organisms, and when I see that, usually what it means is it's just normal flora from the respiratory tree. And then as you are dead, these organisms just continue to grow inside your body. And so you will see more of them show up with these postmortem cultures. If the person was dead from a specific bacterial infection, say like streptococcal pneumonia or something like that, you should predominantly just see the streptococcal bacteria and not all of this other stuff quite as broadly. So that just looked like postmortem change. And then we did a blood bacterial culture, which also, it came back no growth. And so there was no evidence of any kind of sepsis. The COVID swab for SARS-CoV-2, which is the organism name, that was positive. So he did test positive for COVID. And my understanding is that he had been sick with COVID-like symptoms, more of like a cold, recently prior to his death. But at the time of autopsy, he did not show any evidence of like pneumonia that we would normally see for someone who's dying from COVID.
Your Honor, there's a good little portion left. I wanted to know, based on time, if this was, could we break and return to Dr. Ulmer, or would it be?
Any objection, Mr. Ramos?
No, that everybody would like that.
Okay. I need you to sit tight for just a moment, if you don't mind. Folks, let's take a lunch break. We have lunch for you. It's 12:10. Why don't we come back at 12:45? Is that agreeable, counsel?
Here's to the state.
Judge, if I may, get up just a little bit more, just give me an issue that would go with the expert.
No problem.
Is that okay?
1 o'clock?
I'll take anything. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. 1 p.m. We'll be back on the record. I appreciate it. Please stand for the jury. Have a seat, folks. Thank you. Dr. Ulmer, during the break, you are still proverbially on the stand, so please isolate yourself. Please don't interact with anyone. If you need to go get a sandwich or something to eat, that's fine. But please do not interact with anyone, especially not any attorneys or investigators. Can you live with that? I just need a yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. If you would be back ready to take the stand again by 1, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Counsel, anything else on the record before we recess for lunch?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Very good. Court's in recess. Thank you.
Okay, guys, lunch break. So we will start again at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is 2 o'clock for Marty, I think. So I will see you guys then. Have a great lunch. Bye.